Welcome back. Welcome home.
Welcome home. Dude, I am fianced.
Dude, cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to you and Margot, seriously.
Because I said last time that's what was going to happen, and it happened.
To you guys.
So your boy did
How do you feel?
Let's just say there's a lot more things to do. But I feel amazing.
Did you get to like enjoy the week?
100%. 100%. We had the best time in the world. Mm-hmm. And honestly, life just feels complete when she's here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel complete when she's not here. So
sweet.
That's what life's at right now. So we're getting her to move over here eventually.
Yes.
But that's the plan. But it was amazing, man. My birthday, fianced.
Yeah.
Are the guys fiancés too?
Yeah, you're a fiance.
Yeah, it's spelled differently, I think.
Now is it really?
Now what is that? What is that shit?
Why do we still say fiance?
I don't know.
Why did we take a French term and we say that's
Jordan
what
would know
else?
the answer.
What else would you call it?
engaged guy and girl or
Yeah.
an American term? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dude. I like the French
Why don't we
terms.
take it back is what I'm saying. Like freedom fries like we did back in the day.
Freedom fries.
You remember that? You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, it was a whole...
Well, I'm not 80.
It was a... Yep. Took the wind out of my sails, dude. Took the
All right,
wind out
come
of
up
my
with a word
sails.
then, right now on the spot.
Just like a I feel
Betrothed.
like it's a PR. No, it's like a prop like
Linked
a,
up.
like a proctor. You're like a rock, but like proct. You're
That sounds
you know,
disgusting.
there's a foundation element to it. It's earthy. It's like
Earthy.
of the soil, you know? Because that's what you guys are. You guys are in union on American soil. Right?
How about docked?
Yeah, I mean that's like doctor.
No,
You're just stealing doctor and cutting it short.
no, more like, docking a ship.
Yeah.
Oh, docked. Ew, dude. Right? Right. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Y'all made it weird.
No,
See, I don't think that there's a word.
Because you can't say your girl no more. You got to say your fiance.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about saying fiance?
So you can say partner, but it's not very specific.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Partners
My
like
partner.
in
is-
what business, dude?
Well,
She's my partner.
it is sort of. It is sort of like you're starting a business.
I say my SO.
Your SO.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I don't say that.
At least it's in English.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, take it back.
I like to say betrothed.
Oh, I like that. That has like a Victorian
Yeah.
element to it. I
But
like
isn't
it.
that would you use it in the same way in a sentence?
My betrothed
Mm.
and I have
As you tip your fucking fedora. Maybe
Have a feather in
Top
my
hat.
hat.
Yeah, yeah.
When are we getting married?
Well, yeah.
But that's the next step, dude.
We'll come up with something good.
Dude, your phone's blowing.
I
up.
know, it's fine.
Oh, it's that guy.
It's
Yeah.
that guy.
Some
dude.
guy's trying to kill me. That's the new update.
Dude.
This guy is trying to kill Mikey.
Bro.
It's the
And we're
new
just going to let it happen.
A lot
No,
of things
I
have
wouldn't let
We're
happened.
it
literally not going to do a single thing to stop it.
Okay, if someone came in here right now, what's
Yeah.
the first step?
That's why he had you
This
lock
is-
the door,
This is what
bro.
you saved, right?
This is no. This isn't. You just made me think of it. I have two other things. But this one, if someone broke in the door,
Yeah.
kicked it open,
Well,
boom,
now- Yeah.
how do you think you react, and what would you like to do? Because there's going to be two different things, right? Because I know how I'm going to react. I probably know how you're going to react, right?
No.
Because you're going to be like
Is
this.
that's why
Because this
you're...
is what you're going to do.
No.
This is what you're going to
Okay,
do,
go
right?
ahead.
From the facts, from what we know.
Classic
From what we know.
Classic Dave overconfident.
No, from what we
Yeah.
know, right? As
He knows.
as friends, we could be honest with each other. Mike's gonna probably do this, right? It won't
I
like
don't
no
think
noise will
Mike's
come
gonna
out.
react at all. I
This'll
think
be
he'll
it.
turn his head slowly and be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Because you know
What the
I'm
fuck
answering
was
the
that?
door.
How you answering the door?
You know I'm answering the door. If there's a sound.
No, it's too late.
Because every time
He kicked it open.
anyone's knocked on the door, you go,
Who?
who is that?
Who does that?
You.
No,
And then I go, let me get it.
I don't. No.
That happened every time.
Roll the tape, dude. Play the
I
tape.
have a camera in here, dude.
no, bro.
I literally have cameras in here.
I get mad. I say, who is that? Like that.
Like an old married couple.
Yeah,
These
dude.
two.
How do you think
Now let me
Jordan
say,
responds?
let me explain what's going to happen.
Explain yourself.
Let me explain what's going to happen.
Go ahead.
You sat on the couch
Right.
after I told you that story.
This is a position.
And-
Look at my angle.
No.
I have a direct line to the door.
You're
My
like
eyes are
you're going to be
focused.
like a
This is-
cartoon where you hide behind the couch, where like it's a line, and you go, whoop, That's you. You're gonna
Don't laugh at that.
and you're gonna go
That's
like a
not what I'm gonna
cartoon
do.
behind the couch,
I'm gonna prop up like
like
this.
you're in a horror
I'm
movie,
gonna pop my chest and my chin up like this, and I'm gonna say,
and sit there.
"What are you gonna do?"
What are you doing? Gonna spit at him?
Well, I'm gonna leap if something happens.
You
I'm
look like
gonna
you're
leap.
going for a projectile. Like,
That's what I turn into.
oh shit.
I'm like.
Let me
a
tell you,
bullet.
dude, because we actually work out and we actually lift things and do stuff,
I was
dude.
just at the gym today.
You
What are you talking?
know what
about?
you do? You go
No.
and you pretend to fight, dude. That's what you do. You pretend,
Dude,
just like
That's
you
so rude.
pretend to act,
dude, that's
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Maybe pretend less.
You didn't have
my
to eviscerate him.
man.
O'Hagan, career coaching, guys. I want you to win. I want you to get a job. I want you to be successful. If you're out of a job, if you're trying to switch to a job, if you're trying to get a promotion, if you're trying to get a better salary, and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, we're going to send you to Coach O at O'HaganCareerCoaching.com. He's been doing it for 30 plus years.
Our guy.
He's a master in the field, man. He's been doing sales forever, and he's got a whole network that is going to be available to you if you sign up with him. He does one-on-one mock interviews. He's got a networking package, shows you how to optimize yourself on LinkedIn, and really send out that network, which gives you access to his network, which
Straight
is
up.
it's all about who you know and who you talk to, right?
Yep.
And you're gonna get access to that.
You're gonna have so much confidence too.
There you go. Go to HaganCareerCoaching.com.
Bang.
Anytown. Actors. Lab. Dude, Adam Louder in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. He's doing it. He's teaching acting. It's a dying art form. You watch things on TV now, you're like, what is this? What's going on? Nothing feels real. But you know those movies that make you feel something.
Yeah.
That make you feel real.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
like you can relate. And that's what good acting does. It's effortless,
Yeah, bro.
you know? And the way people act really well is they gotta practice. They gotta sharpen those tools. They gotta know what to do. They gotta go for learn from something.
Stella. Yo, Adrian, we did it. Like those moments, dude. You want to
Yeah,
be
dude.
like that?
Yeah. So you gotta go and learn from the best, man. And really sharpen those tools. It's a tool belt, the acting tool belt. I remember you saying that
Yeah, man.
from your guys' teaching, and you're
do
passing it
listen.
down.
You listen.
I do listen a little bit, man. But Adam, he's doing online courses. But also, if you want to just check out what he's doing, what he's all about, go to anytownactorslab.com or go on to TikTok or to YouTube for the In the Moment podcast, all that stuff. And you're gonna just get free content right away and just start learning already. But also sign up for a class.
Do it.
anytownactorslab.com. Patreon.com/YouAreHerePod. For everyone that supported us so far, you're on the screen. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. It's been a long time, man. It's the best way to support us. We've been doing it for a while,
Long time.
and
You ride with the boys.
Yeah,
You're on the train.
it's as cheap as less than half a coffee now.
Yeah, man.
You don't get coffee for that much
No,
anymore.
you really cannot.
You don't.
Even a small coffee.
So half a coffee. Do you want to buy us half a coffee? Man? Go to Patreon.com/YouAreHerePod.
Sweet. Oh, I saw you can do stuff on there now.
Really?
Yeah, like FaceTime with people and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yo, let's do it.
it's pretty cool. You just think I'm pretending over here my whole life, dude?
I
our
will
birthday
say,
month,
I
man.
will say, I love making fun of Dave. I probably wouldn't challenge him to a fight.
Shit.
He's twice my size. I think. He
Yeah,
would
but we
actually
could
kick
both
my ass.
take them.
Both of us. If I was on
Probably.
your shoulders, maybe.
You guys, if you guys held me down, you
We
got
can't
me.
even reach, bro.
If we held you down,
Yeah.
We can't reach.
If you held me
dude.
down, you got me.
I don't think so, man. I know you're strong. Now your reaction time.
Now we're talking.
You don't think your boy sharp no more?
Yeah, but the punches though.
Just check the tape. Just check the tape.
Yeah, but every time you ever post anything, you're punching a bag,
right.
which is not a
He's
person.
gonna punch your bag if you're not careful, bro.
No, I don't think so, dude. Are we finally gonna do the sparring?
Yeah, we could do it.
Are we
Then it's a whole episode.
No, you're finally.
No,
gonna
I'm ready.
do it.
Now I'm ready.
We
Now
gotta
I'm ready.
do. We gotta do a.
Dude, I've been wanting to do a sparring session. You can ref, dude.
You are here
You
in
can
the
ref.
field. We'll do a weightlifting challenge,
Oh,
a
that'd be
boxing
so
challenge,
Ooh.
and a indoor rock climbing
Dude,
challenge.
this is a good
I
idea.
might be good at that.
This is a indoor rock climbing.
Yeah, man, bouldering.
Have you done that?
I haven't done it in like
We're
3
gonna
weeks.
go bouldering.
Hey, dude, you're
Me?
low. You're low to the ground, right?
No,
We're gonna
dude, no,
we're
no.
gonna go boulder.
Hey, dude,
Polish
your
people?
boy was goalkeeper.
low to the ground.
I was
right?
flying.
That was when you were 17.
I'm still 17. No, dude. I like this. I want to do challenges.
I would love that.
I want to challenge each other.
But we need to get people who want to see that.
But I feel like we have to just put it up
It's a
and
chicken
people
and
will
an egg
find
thing,
it.
man. You gotta just
Dude.
make it.
So
I
we
feel
have
we
to
just have to do
spar
it.
for people.
This is easy. What we do.
This is the best.
I know. But what about challenging ourselves, dude? This is the difference between me and Jordan and you.
What are you talking about? The gym. You know how hot the gym was today?
Oh my god.
Do you know how hot?
Oh my god.
96 degrees. It was training in an oven. What do you mean
Dude,
challenge
it was
myself?
109
They don't
today,
have-
dude.
AC?
No AC.
And I was lifting an AC.
Is that
Dude.
legal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it what is it like a warehouse? Like what do you
Yeah,
do?
it's
What's
like
your
it's like an
gym?
attic,
Dude.
dude. Yeah, it's just
Really?
Dude.
Yeah, it's scary,
Seems kind of dangerous.
but
Not-
it's great. It's like a boxing gym
closing
proper. You know, it's not regulated. You know what I'm saying?
Are you punching like
Yeah.
sides of beef?
There's no bathroom. Like you're
There's
just
no bathroom?
no, dude.
No?
What the fuck
No.
do you do if you have to take a piss?
But I'm close. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a sink?
I'm a few minutes away. Not that I know of. To be totally honest with you, there's
no
bags.
water?
There's a ring.
There's no water?
You bring your water,
Oh my god.
right?
That's crazy.
Is there like
I don't think that's legal.
is there
Just a
lights?
room?
Is
I don't know.
there a floor?
There's
Like,
lights.
no,
Is
there's
it actually
there's
just
lights,
like
there's a floor? There's lights and a floor.
you're making it sound like it's an like
and there's a cool bay
is this
garage,
just a cave?
which I don't understand. It's a second level, but it's a bay. It's like a bay like a bay garage door.
Yeah,
You know,
that makes sense. To get the air
On the
in.
second floor.
On the second floor.
Yeah, so you can't like pull nothing into it. It's on the second floor.
What the heck?
But you open that for if you want to breeze or something.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's just walls, just concrete.
Because then people can sneak in and like just climb in.
Yeah, there's one door in, one door out.
Oh.
That dude.
Yeah.
We should go to
No,
the
but that's what I'm saying.
We should go to like an outdoor gym.
You guys are in the AC like this. Huh,
No, dude.
huh.
Dude, Planet Fitness,
Right?
they never turn it on.
Plain Fit.
Yeah, it's actually kind of
Yeah, but they have bagels
kind
for
of
you on
balmy.
Fridays.
Kind
Right?
of balmy in my gym.
Yeah, you.
It's all the senior citizens. I think.
Well, you're training at a legit like town spot.
yeah, unfortunately.
You're like a YMCA, aren't you?
It's not even a YMCA. I wish it was.
Mikey's training with. I don't want to say it, but
What? There's a lot of
influencers.
influence.
no. There's a lot of just like
Yoked up people?
yes,
No way.
and a lot of
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to say it.
No, there's candy and bagels and pizza.
There's a
Go
lot of
ahead.
Mexicans.
Oh.
That's not what I thought you were going to say at all.
I
I
didn't
know.
think you were going that
I didn't want to give anything
There's a
away.
lot of Mexicans.
Yeah,
First off, how do you know they're Mexican?
trust me, dude. I get it. I work with a lot of them. Trust me. I'm telling you, man. These parts, man.
You've lost him,
I'm
Jordan.
telling
You've
you,
lost him, man.
Mike,
Guys,
dude. But I don't have a
tread
problem with them.
carefully,
let me
Mike.
I don't
let
have a
me
problem
let me,
with
let me
that. Oh,
switch the subject.
Yeah, what? You only like the good ones,
I don't have a
right?
problem with them, man. I work with
No,
Mexicans.
they're amazing.
I work with them.
Guys, they're my friends. Guys, chill. All right. If we were on a
No, you know what it is? There's Brazilians.
I love
There's this guy that
Brazilians.
looks just like, what's his name? Pereira. Looks just like him.
It could be him
I feel like he could
because
be.
he trains in
Dude,
Nutley.
it looks just like him.
Did you know that?
Really?
He trains in Nutley.
He's huge.
Mm,
Terrifying.
could be him. I don't know why he'd be at Planet
Fitness, yeah, that makes no sense.
Is he lifting?
Yeah.
He's big, yoked.
Yeah.
Have you been watching UFC or no? You guys watch that?
No. Kind of
Boxing
died down.
Vito won.
Yeah,
Peter
I
just
saw
went
that.
over the
That
weekend.
was sick.
Our boy. We should have got his gloves. I don't know why we didn't hang up his gloves.
Well, he should hook us up, dude.
Vito, hook us up, man.
Hook us up, man.
But he got a big win.
We were supposed to shoot his podcast, bro.
Yeah, I know. If we were stuck on a ship
All right.
on the sea, right? Like
Yeah.
on the high seas,
Yeah.
and it's just us. No, wait, dude, just play Jordan. First of all, Jordan's on the podcast.
Yeah.
Jordan, so
Dave.
where? So there's no land. We're just kind of like trying to find land, right?
How experienced are you in waters?
Nautical stuff. I don't. I had a
Nothing.
boating license, but I really don't know.
You
Boating
have a
license?
boating license?
Oh,
Yeah.
you are a fucking.
I had a boating
just
license
For what?
back in
When did you have a boat?
2008.
You drove Dad's boat, huh?
I drove Dad's boat.
That's totally like, yeah, throw the 8-year-old on the boat, you know?
I was
Have him
18.
drive
I was
it.
18. But anyway,
You ever
how
watch those
quick
videos?
does Mike go gay? You think? How many days in?
Bro,
What the
why do your
fuck?
stories
Right?
always devolve into
No, I'm
this?
just asking. Like,
Dude, because he's gay.
no, dude, no. And
This
there's
is what I try to
starting
say.
I got a
think,
lot
man.
of gay friends, and it's fine. I have no problems. I'm just saying.
starting to think.
Jordan,
Dave.
He works at a cafe.
how many days
He
before you start looking
Bro,
at
the call's coming from inside the house, bro.
before you start looking at me and he's like, wait a second.
Mm-mm.
Jordan, wait. Jordan. Like this. Shirt off, all tan. Wait a second. Day 7. Day
In this hypothetical
and like
gay
you have to have your
scenario,
shirt off because it's hot.
It's hot, dude.
The sun's beaming.
Yeah, and also like
you have to?
yeah,
You have to,
See?
dude. What are you
He knows,
gonna leave it
man.
on?
Are you gonna keep your shirt on, dude?
Yeah.
And you're on a boat for like you only have one shirt. You're gonna wear that every day.
You need to wash your shirt.
Yeah, you need to save it for the good days when you're going on a little date.
Eventually, we're all comfortable just wearing.
You go on a
nothing.
little
Where is this
date-
fucking
We're probably
boat
wearing
going?
nothing.
Where is this boat going?
We're trying to find land, dude.
Yeah,
Where are we?
This tomb somewhere.
we're like that guy that did the you see him?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did the-
He traveled across the sea.
from California to Hawaii. That's
Yeah.
He sailboated.
We're in the Pacific.
Yeah,
We
did
were
he do
doing
it by
that.
himself?
He
He
did.
by himself.
That's how I would do
He had a cat, I think.
That
Sure.
sounds great.
Right?
So do I have
Dude,
the
you ever
option
see
of-
those videos?
No.
He's just in there like
That doesn't
the
sound
waves
good.
are just going crazy,
that
and he's
does
like
not
trying to
sound-
sleep. Dude, it's terrible.
Dude,
Terrible.
That's how it
hell.
is.
He looked different after like
That's
beginning to
hell.
end.
Of course.
Crazy.
Talk about challenge, man. But George, so
He didn't turn gay though.
well, there was no one there.
You don't know what was
You think
inside
he
his
did
head.
something to that cat?
Oh, we had a
Oh,
cat.
Oh my god, you guys got to
No, I don't think that's.
You got to chill.
No, he's
Oh, that
off
was
the
my
rails
bad.
today. Yeah,
That's
he's-
actually my bad. I'm sorry. So where do we go
You
from
just
here?
took a second look, real
Bro.
quick. He
So where do we
took a
go from
second
here?
look, dude.
What is the point of your line of questioning?
No, I'm just asking, man.
I thought you were
We're
gonna have
friends,
some
dude.
fun hypothetical thing, and now it's
No, I do.
Yeah,
I
what
do.
was the thing you thought about? That you
That,
saved?
that was one of them that I saved.
Which one?
That one that I just said about the boat.
That?
I saved that.
If we were on a boat?
Right.
Oh my goodness, we're going downhill.
And why?
The ratings are going down.
No, I don't care
all
about the
all
ratings.
5 people that are gonna watch this.
Dude, there's
just
like
know
there's like
Dave,
30, dude.
Dave doesn't talk like this off the pod that
Dude,
often.
He does.
It's only when there's a camera in front
He
of him
really
that it
does.
comes out.
I just like to let
And he tries to
Let it
trick
rip
other
a little.
people into admitting things, but it's really him that has to admit something.
All right. I guess this is
When
the
are you gonna-
podcast.
how about
I'm
this?
do it? All right.
How about this, dude?
Yeah.
It's
When
like
are you-
fucking
when are you
an episode
gonna-
of Maury in this.
When are you gonna speak your truth?
Yeah, dude.
My truth?
Yeah.
I guess
Do
this
you
is the
see
one.
him clamming up? You see him locking up. You see him locking up the 50 lock door.
Would you guys still be friends with me?
He's locking up the
Would you
50
guys
lock
still be
door. He's going,
Would you guys still be friends with me if I?
and the locks are opening up by
I'm
themselves,
considering
dude.
not being friends with you just
Oh
in general,
man!
dude.
Come on, man! I thought we were boys,
It
dude.
has nothing to do with that.
That's damn
just-
it, dude.
I'm
Dude.
just, you know,
Just,
I'm on the fence.
just unlock that door, bro. Come on.
I'm trying.
Come
man.
on, bro.
Let me get there, bro. Let
Come on, dude.
me get there, dude.
See, it's naturally closing. That's the problem.
Bro,
all right, pivot, please. Dear God. New topic.
guys. Okay,
What,
okay,
dude?
I'll change the
We're
topic.
the You Are Here podcast.
Yeah,
We're about
During
being
Pride
deep.
Month?
We're about
It's
exactly.
perfect. Men's Mental Health Month, dude.
It's all mounted to this.
Dude, it's Men's Mental Health Month. How's everyone's mental health today?
Well, it was pretty good.
Was it really? You were in a good spot? Everyone's in a good spot?
Actually, I've been
Let's
feeling
say
good the
one
past few days.
thing we appreciate about our boys. Come on, about the men in our life. Why are y'all gonna laugh, bro?
That's the way you said it.
What the fuck? What you can't see? This is the problem, man.
What?
This is
Why
the
don't? How
problem.
about this? How about this?
Why we can't say men?
Say something you appreciate about
No.
yourself.
No, about men.
It's mental health.
Yeah,
The men
dude.
in your
mental
life.
health.
You're a man, right?
I don't know.
So say a thing you appreciate about yourself, Mike.
About myself, dude. I feel like in the heat of it, in 109-degree weather, I can still get shit done, man. You know,
For sure.
or like we're leading up to my fiance coming here.
There we
You know,
go.
I get the backyard done, man. Heavy lifting.
Do you feel
You
like
know?
her being on her way like lit a fire under your ass, kind of, and you like
Oh my
accelerated
God.
your progress a little bit?
It definitely gave like a good goal. I like having goals like that, where I'm like, if I don't do it, it's gonna look like poop, and then people are gonna be like, you know. But like, obviously, no one's really gonna care. But it's good for me to just be like, here we go. Like, I can show for it, you know.
Yeah.
And I was working on stuff before she was planning on coming, which is, I like doing stuff myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, but when we scheduled that, it definitely was like, oh, like I set it for that day. I'm like, I want to do all this before they come. And there were some days that
were tough.
Remember, I was asking him for help, man. I should ask you.
Yeah. I mean, I've offered to help.
I know.
Never fucking left.
I'm bad.
It's the worst,
dude. I'm bad.
We're taking what you did good, but also that was the thing you got to work on.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna be positive,
but we got to stay positive, Jordan. Jordan, stay positive.
See,
let him have his win.
And see, we don't.
It's men's mental health.
You see how we don't turn on you when you go negative?
Yeah, dude.
We always stay positive.
Me?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Me? No.
Me?
Yeah, bro.
No.
Watching you guys set up this rig.
Well, I was gonna. Well, yeah. Hey, how about that?
We don't gotta talk about that.
I was gonna say I'm like a lifelong procrastinator.
Yeah.
In every aspect of my life,
Same.
in every regard. I mean, I've gotten a lot better at it as I've gotten older, but specifically with work stuff and lately with like editing jobs, I'm like so bad at being proactive about my schedule.
Do you have
I'm
a
setting
schedule?
my own schedule.
Do you have a physical schedule or no?
Yeah, we have delivery schedules and stuff. I had a video for a client thing that I did like last week, a week and a half ago, that the first cut was due yesterday, and I didn't start editing it until yesterday morning. And I got it done late, but I got it done.
You like backing yourself in a corner a bit?
I almost like have to, and I got it came out great, and like I blasted through it like in a good way, but I could have started working on it on Friday, but I was tired and I didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And I've kind of realized as I've gotten older, like a self-imposed deadline doesn't really work, but if somebody else sets a deadline and I go, if I don't deliver something by this deadline, like they're going to be mad. Or if, someone's coming, or like, I remember back in the day when I was dating, knowing that someone was coming over, like would be the only time I'd clean. Arguably, I wasn't that good at that either, but
dude, I'm good at that shit.
All right, it's Jordan's turn, dude.
Sorry.
You had your mental health,
but it's like, I don't know, man. I think I've like gotten some good habits, but also like, dude, there's sometimes that like my procrastination causes me like a great deal of anxiety, which makes me procrastinate more.
Yeah.
And then like I procrastinate right up until I can't anymore, and then I'm like,
it's a snowball.
Alpha, bro, fucking like you know, like the galaxy brain gif. I'm like that. And I get shit done like at the last fucking minute. And I've been like that my whole life. Every fucking school assignment, everything.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, dude. I think I have something just fucking wrong with me, dude.
Do you so are you waiting for, first of all, you didn't compliment yourself once, but second of all, what are you waiting for others to so it sounds like you need others to put pressure on you to
I need
rise
external
to the occasion,
pressure. I need external pressure.
but for them. Like it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because they're there and like they're showing up. Or
something I've been working on to counteract that is to stick to goals, that I've put on myself.
Right.
And I've been getting better at it. But like, if the only person holding me accountable is me, I won't hold myself accountable in any real way. Like I'm very bad at that. And then anytime I mess up or like don't stick to my accountability, like it makes me feel worse, and it's like snowballs kind of. It's really weird. It's been a thing my entire life. You know, I used to be way worse actually. Like high school was like awful for me, and I did pretty well in school in spite of it. But like, holy shit, dude, I was like awful at time management, at finishing assignments, at showing up to things on time. Like it just, I think it's just an anxiety disorder. Exactly. I don't know, dude. I talked to a therapist about it, but like I didn't go to therapy long enough to really come to a conclusion about it. But yeah, dude, it's tough because I feel like I would actually be a little bit more like successful, and like I don't know. I could really have my shit together if this one thing wasn't like fucking my shit up so much.
Can I ask you just a wide open question?
Dude, if it's about a boat, and
it's not has nothing to do with a boat.
Okay.
We're staying on topic.
Okay.
What is success to you, Jordan?
I feel like I'm already successful to a certain degree because I'm healthy. I have a wife and a a nice place to live, and I'm not fucking totally destitute. So I think on a global scale, I'm extremely successful. And I've been to parts of the world that people live with significantly less than I've had on my worst day. So I'm already successful. And I try and just remember that when I'm feeling down. I do realize though that my self-image and like my self-worth is tied really deeply to how busy I am.
I wanted to talk to you about this.
So like I was going through a real slow patch with work. I was spending a lot of time at home trying to keep busy, working on my website, whatever bullshit I could like give myself, going to like the city a lot, trying to like see people and like do shit. But it wasn't working. I was just feeling bad all the time. I'm like really irritable and depressed and just like start thinking bad shit about myself, and like it's awful. And then I get like one busy week or like a busy month, like this past month has been fairly busy. Suddenly I'm getting work, I'm getting paid, and I feel great. No issues at all. I'm like, yeah, life's good, like whatever. It's like a switch that flips, and I'm like, oh, it's just because I wasn't fucking working for a little bit, and like I'd spiral so fast when things slow down. Instead of just like being sure of myself that it will get better and that I will book something, because there is no guarantee that I will, I just like freak the fuck out. And it's me like every day spiraling about it. And I think a person with more common sense would say, okay, that means I need a normal job. I need a 9-to-5. I need structure. I need all that. But because I'm a selfish artist, I like keep trying over and over again to like make this career work. And I try to be successful in the context of like filmmaking or being a whatever, working in film and TV and media, whatever. And I don't think I'm like, at the same time, I don't think I'm like capable of dealing with that stress that well. So it's constant up and down, like all the time. So for me, success, true success, outside of just like making more money would be nice, is not feeling like that anymore.
Got it.
Is maybe making enough that like those slow periods feel like a break and I can just enjoy it and work on personal projects or whatever and not worry about the money, because I've made enough money during the busy times, and it's slowly getting there. I'm slowly starting to make rates that allow me to like, the space between jobs doesn't freak me out as much. But I think that's the next step, is like a more legitimate, structured, like easygoing attachment to my work, where it doesn't dictate how I feel about myself all the time. Because it's sick, honestly. It feels awful because I have a pretty good life, objectively. I'm pretty good. Everything's okay. I've been through bad shit. Now is not one of those times. Now is okay. I mean, maybe not globally, but in my little bubble, everything's all right. So I really don't have any reason objectively to feel bad about anything. But because I'm an anxious, depressed person, it's like your brain just finds reasons sometimes to be fucked up, to be sad, to be depressed, anxious, whatever. So success for me is not so much like, oh, I want to hit another milestone. It's I want to just have a healthier relationship with my work. And like as far as making movies and stuff, like it'd be cool to do another feature. It'd be cool to make bigger music videos, like to keep going down that road, since that's something I've been doing the past couple of years. But those projects all come with a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. So I think until I'm more well-adjusted, taking on those projects would detract from my progress towards a better relationship with my work. So I'm kind of like trying to find that balance. To varying degrees of success. So I don't know, man. What about you? What about you guys? What's success to you guys? I don't know.
You said a lot though, bro.
Yeah,
Hold on,
dude.
man. Wait a second. I feel like
That's what I do, man.
no, but that's good.
you
Made me
opened the
think.
valve,
It
brother.
made me think. We've all, I think, could relate to. I think everyone can relate to like making your work your worth. Like what I do dictates my value. Like how often and who's calling on me to do it, and how high up do I get on the rung of like, I don't know, the craftsman of the job. Like it's a scary thing because there's no end to it, and there is times, especially in this field, where it's just there's nobody calling and there's no next job, and you are in search of or just waiting on or whatever you want to call it for the next opportunity. So it's a scary thing to like marry your worth or how good you feel about yourself in your life to this thing, like to art, to acting, to film, to whatever. It's a scary fucking thing to do. And I'm guilty of it for 10 years, 12 years of doing it. I was very guilty of the same thing, bro. But I had to divorce myself at some point of like, if I never do it again, that doesn't mean like my life is shit. It just means like, I don't know, it wasn't cut out for me or something didn't come along or whatever. But I'm not garbage because I'm not working at that thing or anything. Like, you know, working as being a good husband is work. That's work. There's value in that. You know, how you treat people, kindness, that's work. There's value in that. You know, whatever you end up doing your day to day, whatever the job is, what you're called to do that day, however you look at it, that's work. And how you react to that or how you show up for that, that's work. And that's who you are. Like, that's how you do what you do. So the thing that scared me was I used to look at other people that I knew or people I didn't know, and I'd be like, damn, if I could only just do what they're doing, how they're doing it, then I'd be fulfilled, and then I'd feel good about myself, and then, you know, I make my family proud, and my wife would be proud of me and all that. And it's just nonsense because I'm not them, and I'm me. And there's never going to be a time where I'm exactly aligned with another person outside of me and how they're working, how they pursue. We're different people, and I can't be in their shoes. I can't do what they do, how they do it. I can't. I can pretend like I'm them, or I could try to catch up to them or whatever, but I'll go crazy. Comparison is a thief of joy. Like when I heard that, I was like, fuck. It hit me. I was like, dude, I'm trying to like speed up and catch up to people that I'm not. And you try to play someone else's life in your own body, you feel crazy at some point. You feel like something's wrong, like something's off. But like you said before, dude, when I stopped and started to be like, I'm going to divorce myself at this meeting, which took a long time, and therapy and God and prayer. And finally it was like, oh, my heart changed about this thing that I enjoy doing with people I enjoy doing it with when it comes up. But I'm not like, I don't know, bro. I'm not like married to this thing where it's like, if it never comes up, if it never happens again, I'm dead. Thank God. But it freed me up to do it. It freed me up to actually like enjoy the process more. There's not so much pressure. And that I was putting on myself. Like no one else was doing it. I was putting it on myself. So I feel better about it. I could be doing it wrong in the eyes of other people or what, you know, it's fine. There's some life that I could have lived where I auditioned, 14 times a week or whatever. And I booked all these jobs and life turned out different. But I don't know what that life looks like. Like, this is my life. This is what I enjoy doing. And this is how I enjoy doing it. So I don't lose anything. But that's just where I'm at with it. That's what success is to me now is like just trying to enjoy the days as they come to me and be present for them and accept the gifts of them and to be of service to others in them. That's it. That's success. If I could do that, if I could string those days along, my life will be good. That's success. And the money will come and the money will go and whatever will be taken from me and given and all that. But if I can just stay present, if I could be here instead of in my fucking head, that's success to me. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling you guys some shit before. My mental health is fucking shot right now. Like dead, dude. Like low. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting it. I'm getting some stability back and some like feeling kindness for myself again, like little by little every day. But last week, bro, when that shit all went down, I was like on Sunday night, the day before I saw you, I think I was telling you a little bit about it. But I tried to go on a run at the end of the day, and I had gassed out every emotion, bro. I was spitting mad. I felt crazy sadness, like desperation I felt. Of just like, give me something. Like, give me some understanding of what the fuck is going on and what I have to do or should do or whatever. And I said, you know what? After all that, I felt like shit, didn't want to do anything, but I said, I know what would make me feel better is to go for a run. So I go for this run. And I get a text on the run. That's another fucking negative thing. And I wasn't equipped for it. And then I saw 4 grown men in this park. I had no lights in it, walking towards me. And I'm like, this is how the week ends. I get fucking mugged and killed or whatever. You know, like they had 2 shopping carts. I'm like, what is going on, dude? This is a test. It's got to be a test. And this is like shameful to say. Like I'm embarrassed, but I called my wife and I was just like, can you come pick me up? Because I know you're in bed. I know it's 11 at night, but like I have no will to fucking go on. Like I'm done. So mid-run, she comes, picks me up at the park and brings me home. And she's like, it's just, that's it. It was a week of a test and like you got tested and you don't have to feel good about this and go to sleep and we'll try again tomorrow. And yeah, bro, but in that moment, it's scary, bro, because I don't deal with depression and anxiety. Like I usually don't have that. And I had that. And I felt like a really true feeling of like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be here no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
You know me for a while.
Yeah.
You guys know me. I never feel that way. So it's weird that I could feel like just get me out of here.
It's not weird. It's pretty common.
It's horrifying.
Not to minimize it at all, but I mean, I felt that way many times. I think a lot of people do. A lot of guys do and never talk about it. Because it's society kind of, belittles you for having that emotion. Yeah.
It's not strong. You're not a strong guy if you're having weak thoughts or whatever. But I just couldn't find a way to even feel like a hope or a will to do anything. Like I was just like, fuck it. I was asking God, like, I thought we were tight. Like I thought you had me. What the fuck is going on? But in the moment, obviously, I'm going to say that because I feel like shit and I can't figure it out. But it also says like God's not trying to give you like this pristine life or whatever. So I'm not supposed to ask for that. But in the moment, I was asking for that. Like, dude, I just need some help here. Of course, my wife was there. Like thank God for my wife and thank God for my friends. And yeah, I know it's like, it sounds like, I don't know. I don't know how I sound, but I just know in that moment, if I was alone, I don't know what I would have done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where I would have been. I don't know where I would have walked to. I don't know what the next move would have been. And it's just scary because you think you know yourself and then something, your week doesn't go well and it goes really south. And then you're like, I thought I was stronger than that. I thought I had my shit in check and I don't.
Well, you did the strong thing by calling Lena.
But thank God I had her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, but that is the strong way of dealing with this kind of problem.
Yeah.
Is to talk to people.
Tell
about
someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a misconception that strong men hide what they're feeling. Because I've seen a lot of men bottle up their emotions and take out their negativity on other people, and I think that's a sign of weakness.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I don't know, man. I think it's a human thing to feel the way you feel. To be in a feel some sort of despair with the way things are going and question things, and your reaction to it is proof positive, though, that you're learning how to deal with it.
For sure. Yeah.
I want to talk about the procrastination thing because I feel like me and my brother we've talked about it a million times. We both have that thing where it's just like this, like the feeling of like there's so many things, like times in my life where I'm like, oh, I wanted to do so many things. Like I keep saying, I want to do this YouTube channel, like make this music, make this other thing. Like I've been thinking that for like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
But there's just these gaps of just doing nothing and not trying to put anything out. And I'm like, oh, it has to be this, it has to be that, or it's not the right time or any of that shit.
Mm.
But like, I remember like the one time where I was like so in the moment on everything I did was when I had that fucking y'all both know it. Y'all both wrote on it in my apartment, that like calendar.
Yeah.
Dude, I was going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
I was doing everything every day. I was doing things on the weekends. I was doing music every weekend. I was doing everything.
I remember
you know?
that.
And I was doing that for like months.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I remember, same problem I have is I put a goal of like, I'm going to do this until a vacation. And then like I go back and nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
that same cycle of like, imagine if we actually did like all the things I procrastinated on, if I just did it like that day and then just like moved on to the next thing. If I treated every single thing that is that important, you know, I think that's what it is like putting like, I edited for the business stuff.
Yeah.
I edited a job already, you know, how many times?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I can do it at the end or whatever.
Yeah,
like right before they ask or something.
Yeah.
You know? But what if I did it in the beginning and then we just had another job and then I have all this time for all this other shit? I feel like I always get stuck in that loop where it could be I'm lazy or it could be I'm just like not motivated or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I always get stuck in that same bullshit.
It's scary when you don't have motivation, when there's no will. Like if you don't have the will to do it, then you're like, fuck it, I'll do it later.
I think that's where the problem comes, because then I'm like, oh, I'm terrible. And then that puts me in an even worse thing. And it makes this like cycle of this habit of how I treat myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Are there things that you do when you don't feel motivation or will? Like
eat.
No, like to gain it back. I'm saying, like, do you guys just wait for it to come back? Do you have things that you
I'll either do
try
like
to do?
Gym is the easiest thing.
Yeah.
To like you just go and work out for a week.
I don't know if it's the easiest thing because it's really easy not to go to the gym.
But that's always when I'm like, that's when I do the turn. I'm
that's like
I'm on the right
when
turn.
I feel the best is when I'm at the when I'm leaving the gym.
I think it
especially
works
after
so
like
well
say a
because
week
it's like,
of working out.
It's an exchange of like energy. You're like, you have to put out energy.
You have to
like,
give something to
but
get
going, I've gotten much better. I was one of those people. This was probably in college. I was initially trying to like lose some weight. I was really unhealthy. I was smoking and drinking a lot. And I signed up for a gym membership. And I was one of those people that would like go once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I started going even less than that.
We've all been there, man.
Or I'd drive there, I'd sit in the parking lot and then drive home. Like,
oh yeah,
I did shit like that all the time because I was like, I don't want people to look at me working out. And I was like really self-conscious, really depressed, and I really needed to work out. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And now it's more of just like a general lack of energy, not so much enthusiasm. I love working out.
Mm-hmm.
I love lifting weights. I don't love my gym.
We have to go for runs, me and you, by the way.
I don't love running.
I know, but that's why we got
gotta
to
go.
Although I'll tell you, there was a period when I was running a lot. I almost became like a runner.
Oh, really?
I was running that much.
Wow.
This is years ago. This is pre-COVID. This is like, I want to say like 2016 or something.
Okay.
Maybe 2017. I was like running like every day.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And I started like losing weight and I was like, oh, this is great. And then my mom died and I stopped and I never ran again. And I'm not blaming her dying for that, but I was like, okay, so then me picking up, going to the gym, I started going back during COVID, like as soon as the gyms opened back up, and I've been going consistently. I'm not like in the best shape, but I'm like, that consistency means something to me, even if it's not perfect. Because I do think it culminates into something. And I do feel what you talk about every time for the most part. Maybe like 1 in 10 workouts I leave the gym and I'm like, that sucked, dude. I don't feel good at all. But almost every time I leave and I'm like, I get something out of it. And I listen to books a lot and I'm like listening to my books while I'm working out. So I feel like I'm multitasking and I feel like locked in, you know. If my gym didn't suck balls so much, I think I would get even more out of it. But like every fucking machine is broken right now.
Would you elevate
every machine is broken?
Could you go to another gym, you think? Like
no, because dude, I'm telling you, like any minor inconvenience will make me not go.
What would that be, you mean?
Well, there's like the only other gym in my town is I think LA Fitness. And it's like across the highway. So there's like more traffic getting there. My gym now is like on my side of town.
Yeah.
In the town rec center, there's only one stoplight to get there. Like very easy. It takes me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get there.
We can drive a little bit.
No, dude. No.
You know what you should do? You should just be a calisthenics guy.
No,
That's
body weight.
I want to
Why?
lift weights, dude.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
get yoked.
Wanna
I
get
want to
yoked
get
up?
jacked.
Dude, you can. Do you see these calisthenics guys?
No.
Ashton
You can
Hall,
come to
dude.
the outdoor gym, dude.
No, fuck that, dude. I want to. I want the quality of like. I want to go to an actual.
Quality of what? Your
I want to go to a
weightlifting gym.
Oh.
But the closest one is like 2 towns away.
But would that motivate
It's
you to
expensive.
go? Like if you're
No.
paying into
Seems
it,
like
if
it
you
won't.
gotta
No,
travel.
I don't
It seems like it
know.
won't.
I don't know.
But this is a good thing.
And I'm also gonna grab something.
okay.
I just want to. I want to get a. I don't. I think I actually need like. I actually need to like pay for training. That's my issue.
There we go.
Because I think, well, going back to the procrastination thing, the thing that stops me from procrastinating is accountability. So I'm like, if I had a trainer that was like,
This
"Where
guy
are
can
you?"
train. We should do boxing lessons.
We can do boxing lessons.
Yeah, but I can't. It can't be my friend.
There's too many I can'ts and I won'ts.
I
Yeah,
can't.
but
I
here-
can't.
See, this
because,
is what we got to figure
because
out.
friends. I mean, I would work out with you guys, but I wouldn't let you guys train.
How
me.
about
Got it.
every start off as month? We have to do some sort of physical
A group
activity
physical
together.
activity?
Climbing,
Running?
running, outdoor gym.
I'm
How about,
down.
how about one of Davey's night runs?
Davies, what?
Night runs where we put on a
Yeah,
spooky
I would do.
podcast
I
and
would
we
do
just-
that.
I
I
like
would do
that.
it. I'm just saying. Again,
Well,
my thing
And it's
is
a jog. It's not
is
a
And
consistent.
I'm sorry, you might have to drive more than one light.
And you're gonna have to drive more than one light.
It's consistency though. That's the
We'll
big.
get there. What are you pulling out though now? What prop is this?
I want to bring out a piece of, because we've been very negative. I want to bring some positivity out.
I don't think we've been negative.
No,
I know, you're right.
it's been
I'm
real.
joking.
Keep
I'm
it real.
joking, man.
Of course.
I got an old message from an old podcast friend.
Wow.
And I just wanted to throw out some positivity, of some inspiration. One of the inspirations of the You Are Here podcast, and I think should be its inspiration. I'm bad at talking. The inspiration for a lot of people, creativity wise, the Nick Lasardi.
Oh,
Hometown
my God.
poster,
We got
boy.
his poster?
Hell yeah.
Dude. Came like a year late, but we got it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But I want to say, because he's one of those like dudes that
Wow.
he don't procrastinate.
Yep. No, he doesn't.
He makes shit. He got shit done.
Dude, that kid was
He keeps
grinding.
bumping
and has
shit
been.
out.
Yeah. Shout
Like,
out to Nicholas Sardi.
Killer,
It made the
dude.
film
And we're gonna hang it
Hometown.
up.
It's on YouTube. We'll
One
put
for
it
me
up.
and you, dude.
Dude, perfect, man. Put it on my wall.
Yeah, dude,
That's
here.
perfect.
We'll put one in the studio if you want one personally
want one.
too.
I'm putting mine in the studio. Thank you, Nick.
But that's a dude that I feel like fits this convo because
100%.
I don't know. He's like a young dude as well. You know what I mean? And his stuff deals with, I think, like those kind of serious topics too, and
Of course.
depression, anxiety.
Yeah, no,
and-
his films, man. I think
But like, I feel like that's his like healthy outlet is like making shit.
yeah, and he never did it for a reason other than it made him feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
I always kind of admired. I saw his thing. Jordan, I ever tell you about him? I saw his short on his link in bio, or whatever. It's about mermaids, but it was really about his sister and a brother. It was so good, but it inspired me, and I was like, this kid's like 14, 15, and he's just been doing it ever since. He's in college at Michigan now. He's just still making stuff and doing it for the right reasons, I think, and just proud of him. But yeah, bro, he just always was kind of motivating himself to just make work happen, and he's an inspiring dude. This is so cool. We have his poster now.
Right.
That's awesome, man. It's a good poster. Dude, we got hit up a couple times now. Shout out Juan. Juan is watching every episode, listening to every episode. He's a rider. Shout out to Juan.
He can do some push-ups.
We
too.
talk a bunch. He did
saw
planks
that?
for 3 minutes straight.
Oh yeah,
dude.
planks.
How
That
long
was
can you
insane.
do a plank for?
No idea.
I could hit 2 minutes something.
Can you?
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't.
I could.
2 minutes something?
I did. I was doing planks like when I was going to the gym like last month a bunch.
Whoa.
That's
I would do
Crazy.
an ab day, core day.
That's a solid plank, dude. I could crack a minute. I can't.
I
do
mean,
2
it's
minutes.
painful. Like I'm shaking.
Yeah.
But-
You're shaking, right?
but
Don't you
yeah,
hit that
I
point
can
where you're
maybe do a minute. Maybe.
like, dude,
Should we all do a plank?
no, I'm not doing no plank. I'm training
Should,
96.
I'm
should I,
strong-
should
I'm
I
strong
just
in other
plank
ways.
right now while we're
Hit a plank while we're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, you're gonna do it? I'll time it. Wait. but the camera can't see you. Ah, fuck. Camera can't see you, Mike.
Just trust us. He's on the ground right there. Are you
All right,
timing?
I'm going. You're at 5 seconds. So,
I feel like planking had its like heyday, in the fitness world a while ago.
it was like women in the 80s.
Everybody was planking.
Yeah. Oh, there was the plank too. That was like,
No, but like this kind of planking. People were like big on planking. Now it's like
you're at 30 seconds. You're shaking a little
2
bit.
minutes, bro.
You said 2 minutes? God, Mike.
No warm up.
Yeah, no warm up though.
He's on the floor. We could see beads of sweat forming on
His toes are
the
all
back of his
crunched
neck.
up too, dude.
Dude, squeeze your ass, bro.
You're at 45 seconds, Mike. You gotta
That's what I'm
hang
saying.
tough.
I don't even know if I could do a full minute.
A minute's tough.
Can you? How many pull-ups can you do?
Pull-ups? Not many right now.
I could do
6,
zero.
7,
Zero pull-ups.
0. You could do one.
No,
You could do one. If
I've
you need
never been able to do a pull-up.
to. You're strong though, bro. You lift.
I can push heavy. I can't.
You don't do any like cables or pulls.
The what? I used to do that.
Minute 10, Mike.
I have to. I have a workout plan that is. I'm trying to structure in because I would. One of my longer term goals is to be able to do a set of pull-ups.
Ooh.
So I'm starting. You got to start with negatives. So you jump up and then slowly let yourself
let go.
down,
Yeah.
and that's how you build those muscles up.
You're at
And then you
130,
do
Mikey.
assisted dips and assisted pull-ups, but the machine is broken at the gym.
See, bro,
So
we need to get you in a
look
gym.
how fucking red he's getting,
Dude, he's in, but he's locked in. He's locked in.
Dude,
No, he's on. He's got it. He's got it. You're at 150. You got 10 seconds. You got that.
that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's good, dude. 2 minutes.
Sweating my arm.
I know.
Are you squeezing your
sweating
abs?
A lot. Yeah. What are you squeezing? Your ass or your abs? What do you squeeze?
All of it.
That's 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes. You're good.
All right, good job, man. Good job.
Proud of you, Mike. That was
I
good,
got
dude. The
full
sweat
Holy
broke
shit.
out.
Wow, dude.
Oh, it's also the
Full
hottest
sweat
day of the
now.
year right now.
It is literally 100 degrees outside.
Good job, bro. That was impressive.
All right, how much can you bench?
That I suck at too.
No, we lifted weights once. You're pretty.
I'm all right.
You're pretty
I don't lift weight that much though.
I feel like with a tiny amount of like training, you'd be really fucking strong because you're big.
Yeah.
Because you're a
believe
big
it.
dude.
You
I
should-
feel
You know
like
what I
you
wanna
could
do?
probably carry like a lot of weight.
I want to do that punch machine so bad. You ever seen
That's
those?
such bullshit, though. I
I
feel like
wanna
they're
hit that
all.
so bad.
You know that's actually not like power based,
It's not.
speed based.
Yeah, both. I got both.
It's speed based.
Don't shake your head. No, I got both.
Because the way it works is like there's a sensor that like how fast
Catching how fast?
the
Like
punch
a,
is.
like a radar.
So you gotta have to hit it like right at the edge of it
Yeah,
almost
smack it
perfectly to get
Yeah.
it as fast as
Yeah.
possible.
I feel like
Yeah.
I could crush that thing.
Just go to the bowling alley, dude.
Let's do
You
it.
have one.
What do you do, Jordan? I asked Mike this question already. Let him compose himself.
I'm good.
You're
Dude,
good.
he's wet.
I know you got.
I'm sweating.
You're like
now.
a.
That's my problem.
eel right
I'm into
now.
heat for 1 second.
and you break out. And
I'm
sweat.
sweating.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Today was like I did jump rope one round and I was like
Jump rope.
Oh,
can
jump rope.
fuck off,
Jump rope.
Dude. I
jump
hate
rope
that.
that's,
I could
For
jump rope
boxing,
for-
when I was
for
doing that,
a
I was like, I
long
hate
time.
this shit.
That was the biggest thing I struggled with when I did
That's
that
the
little
hardest
training
thing. You know
session
why,
with
though?
you.
because when you're boxing you're using like these muscles in your legs.
Well,
You
you
Yeah,
use-
I'm
told
not
me,
good at that
you told
shit.
me, oh, you gotta squat and like crab walk. And
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
worst. That's
what?
the worst shit in the world.
What do you
bro.
mean? My
That
legs
shit
don't do that.
yeah,
destroyed me.
your legs were chopped.
Destroys me.
I was literally
But it
like,
does to everybody.
my
That's the point.
knees are
no,
fucking.
but it feels different. It feels like we're not meant for it.
No, it
I'm
hurt me
telling you,
too,
I don't
bro.
feel meant for
it's
it.
a training.
Now it
It's-
doesn't
Because
hurt.
during like punching,
Yeah,
nothing's hurting except for that.
of course.
Like that's
You
the
used to
hate.
have bad shin splints. I remember, right?
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
You used to get bad.
Yeah, it was
shin
really
splints
bad. No, that was from because
training?
no, that was because I was running a shit ton.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
from
I ran like an hour on the treadmill.
in your calves. You
It
said
was
were
bad.
tight. Remember you had calf.
I would always
pain?
be like, I'd be the guy where I'm like, oh, like I ran. I was like, when I first started off, like working out. I'm like, oh, I'd like just do walking. Like I'll do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know, and then it gets to
But you started the
I
right
incline
way.
and
yeah, yeah.
I do like let me jog for 10 minutes and
Yeah,
then walk
yeah,
the rest, or do 30 minutes, then walk the rest. Then I just go to a full hour running, and I'm like,
I
and then I
can't.
get shin splints.
I can't do cardio at the
It's so
gym.
bad.
I
I
hate
like
at
cardio
the
on a
gym.
treadmill. I like it.
On the treadmill.
I love
hate
incline
it.
walking.
I
I
hate,
feel like
oh,
a
incline
fucking-
walk. I don't care.
I feel
Running
like
on
a
the treadmill.
hamster.
I'm
I
like,
feel like a hamster on a
I
wheel.
know. I
dude.
hate it,
I
dude.
love it.
The
I don't know
only
why.
cardio I do at the gym is the Stairmaster, and that is
That shit
maybe
fucking crazy.
10 minutes at a clip. I'm like,
That sucks.
I'm like, fucking
We should do
done.
a goal, dude. We should do a 5K or something.
I would do a 5K.
5K is not too bad, right?
Yeah, no, not bad at
Isn't it
all.
like 6 miles?
No, 5K is less.
No.
It's like two and change.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 miles. I think.
I
Yeah.
thought it was 6 miles.
No. When Mikey, I was proud of Mikey because Mikey was boxing training for how many months, Mike? 4 months?
Yeah, I think about 4.
4 or 5 months? But you
Oh,
really,
it's 3.1 miles. That's nothing.
3.1. Yeah, we could do that now.
I mean, it's not nothing.
That's nothing, dude.
No, we
Come
could do that.
For a full-on run or
5K?
a jog?
That's nothing. That's
Whatever
like a
you
practice
want.
run.
Whatever you want.
I don't have good.
We got to
cardio.
get you running, bro.
Yeah.
That's not my goal, though, dude.
Yeah, but we're not. Let's just do it.
I would do it, but I'm just saying.
Mikey's gonna be.
You
your
ever chase the
trainer.
times? I like chasing times.
I do.
I like doing
I
it.
like that too.
Dude, I got to.
Our boy Carl.
Once I broke 8, I was like, fuck.
I would
That's
no. I'll tell you what I would do
fucking
for
good.
cardio. I'd play soccer. I'd
Dude,
play
let's
flag
play some
football.
soccer,
I'd do that kind of shit. Fucking.
can-
Would
we
you
should get-
really?
We should get GoPros.
Sport. I like sports.
We should
I'd
get
play
GoPros
baseball.
and play games.
What'd you say?
Get GoPros and like,
GoPros and play
Record the
games.
game.
I'm down, dude. Just
1v1.
drop body cams.
that was my shit back in the day. Like 1v1 soccer, little goals.
Yeah. Fun,
Best.
dude.
Oh, that's right. You played soccer.
Gotta get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
We should
good.
be-
I'm not good at anything, but
we
I
should
feel like
be
I could do that
millennials
for
and
a
play
while.
pickleball.
I hate that. I hate
Yeah,
the
I
sound
like
of
it
that.
either. Yeah, it sounds so like.
Get my cardio.
Bitch.
playing
Wiffle ball, dude.
Pickleball.
Wiffle.
Wiffle ball I was thinking about for the party, but then I never got the bat and the ball. But I almost got it.
Immediately hit it out of the.
I know we smack. It's too small.
Well, there's another game
You
that,
can go to
that
a park.
Yeah.
there's a beer league game that's called can ball, and essentially it's baseball, but they use a can, like a
Wait,
aluminum
they throw
can,
the can?
and they're doing fucking curveballs. They're doing
Damn,
fucking.
That's sick. Is it on TV?
and,
Dangerous.
And instead of a home plate, it's a can. It's like a garbage can,
Oh shit.
and the pitcher has to get it into the can.
Oh, I see.
Were y'all ultimate frisbee heads?
No, never.
I loved it.
I
I
missed all
fucking
that.
loved it, bro. It was so fun. I actually had friends that like we would all play.
Really?
I'm down to
That was
do.
high school,
I'm,
bro.
That's such
I'm
a,
down
like,
to do like any.
Northern or Ringwood
It's
sport.
sick, dude.
That's not an Elmo
It was
Park.
so
no one Played,
fun.
no one played ultimate frisbee in Elmo Park.
We
Everyone
loved
just
it.
stabs each other down here.
Dude, we should ultimate frisbee, dude.
Ultimate
I used
frisbee.
to do that.
What is it?
It's like football, but basically just that.
It's football
yeah, I don't
with a
know.
frisbee.
Well, did you ever do a can jam?
Can jam.
It's like
you throw it in a can. That's like
frisbee.
I want to move, bro. I don't want to stay stationary, dude.
I don't want
Yeah.
any lights. I won't leave my town. how many,
Yeah, dude,
votes,
what the
how many
fuck, man?
votes do you have, Jordan?
What is, that's not
I didn't
working
say I wouldn't
out.
leave my town.
Well,
I'm just
here's the
saying,
thing.
like,
That's not working out, bro.
That's the issue, I think. Not the issue, but that's the thing that it's like the workout is good because it doesn't feel good. So, but you know that the result is always a better feeling.
you can get a good workout in your apartment.
For sure, 100%.
Dude, but you don't want to do that.
I'll
But-
push back on
But the
that.
friction thing,
But you don't
brought
wanna
this-
do that.
Hey,
I don't, but I'm saying I could though.
who brought up friction last podcast and said, I want a less frictionless life? That guy.
Really?
This guy right here.
No, didn't I say the opposite?
No. I'm sorry. You want a more friction life. Yes. You want
No.
the less friction to dissipate, and you want more friction in your life to make it more difficult to do things, but also more rich.
To a degree.
Rich
I
plus
also
friction.
know myself
equals-
though. When you look, if you're trying to build up healthy habits, starting with things that you can access more easily, I think is better.
Smart. It's smart.
That's how you build up like.
That's smart.
That being said, one thing I've really wanted to get into because I went bouldering with my buddy in Brooklyn and I really liked it. And I'm not going to go to Brooklyn to go bouldering all the time because it's too expensive
Right.
and too much of a pain in the ass.
There's a climbing gym, Miami.
Well, there's a few in North Jersey. There's a bunch. There's one in Hackensack that I looked into.
Let's go.
We can do day passes. That I would do. That I
Let's
would
do
pay
that
to
one
go
day.
do.
I would do
Come
that.
on.
But that's like a once in a while thing.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't
not
do that
probably
every
going to
day.
go every
once a
day
month.
because it's,
But the lifting thing or the,
Once a month, we got to do something.
So if we're talking about supplementing, the everyday thing has to be easy because otherwise my brain goes,
I get that.
Oh, you got to drive all
Gotta
the way to
drive.
Hackensack.
That's why you got to get into running because
you can do it anytime. You know that already.
you should do 30 days of yoga, dude. That's what you should do. Because I started doing that, bro.
Yeah, you actually.
It's hard.
You're killing it.
And
with
it's
the yoga.
rewarding
Is it?
because you get better
Yeah.
and you're able to hold shit actually better. And like, dude, and it talk about working out things you never worked out. Bro. It is crazy.
I believe
And I'm
it.
not even gonna lie. Like, you know how people are like yogis and like they feel like the euphoria?
Yeah.
Dude, I felt that.
Were you like,
Wild. It's crazy. I'm telling you,
Because
after
all the
sometimes
blood
you
was
sit in
rushing
it-
to your head
That's what it
while
is.
you were upside down.
Were
Remember
you-
that?
Yeah, I was
Remember the
gonna
breathing thing we did with Voy?
yeah.
I felt that just from a session.
Wow.
Just from a session.
Dang, dude.
Felt it in my grundle,
I was gonna say you're breathing into your sacrum or whatever.
into my ball bag,
Dang.
to my hummus cannon.
Why did you say that?
He brought me onto that.
No. Don't bring
See?
me into this.
You
bro.
totally brought that
No,
up.
dude, I didn't. I said your
Guys.
sacrum, bro. I said sacrum.
Yeah, but
I didn't.
you know what I'm
took
talking
it somewhere.
about. You don't know what
way
I'm,
left,
you know what I'm
dude.
talking about.
Guys.
That's a callback to episode labeled hummus cannon.
Yeah, it's a different episode.
Go watch that one.
Shout out to I said Juan. Shout out to Darian. Shout out, bro. Darian sent us a really nice message I shared with you.
Darian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sent us
that's
a
awesome.
really nice voice memo.
Are you closing the podcast?
No, I'm just saying thank you.
Oh.
Like I feel like it's
like the
I
end?
want to take a second to just say thank you for
Yeah,
people who do
you're right.
listen and say
Thank you.
yeah, it reached me. And when we do this, we don't think always like who's listening. So it's just
Yeah.
nice for someone to say that it reached them and how it reached them and why.
Yeah.
It was really cool and specific, and I appreciate them. Young
Thank you.
dude too, young guy.
Yeah.
Down in I won't say where he is at, but
don't do that.
yeah,
I think
appreciate you,
though
dog.
how important sometimes for dudes, I think is like the community of it,
Yeah,
of
well,
like doing things together.
mhm.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like the Proud Boys.
Yeah, dude. That's a good workout. Storming the Capitol.
You guys are thinking about it for a second.
J6ers you're talking about? Or
They're-
Storming the Capitol is a good
They're
workout.
technically a community of guys.
Do you hey, this is a good question.
Uh-oh.
Do you like hanging with dudes?
Not really.
I was gonna say I don't think you do.
No, not really.
Not even with
Yeah,
us?
No, Jordan.
There is way too much fucking dick measuring when it comes to.
Mm.
I've
friend
never done
groups
that
of
with
guys.
you.
Well,
I've never measured it.
Oh, I'm talking metaphorically. You're talking
I'm not
literally
gonna-
because that's what you like, Dave.
Well, we're not measuring pussy.
I'm just saying there's this like unconscious fucking competition between guys all the time.
That's him.
Do you
And
feel
I'm
that
not
always
way?
saying
been
it's
that.
I'm
Never.
not saying it's like all the time, but I find it like
And it's the weirdest from him because he's like,
Do you feel
This
that
guy.
with me or with Mike? A competitiveness,
No.
like with you in
no,
regards?
I love you guys, but I'm saying like I also have known you guys longer, like,
That's fair.
but like I find I
Where do you
encounter
mean
this a
then?
lot, like
Yeah.
like what in. And maybe it's just because it's like at work, but on set sometimes the fucking ego
yeah.
and the like
What have you been in?
the
what have you done?
the wannabe hotshot
I hate
kind
that
of
so
bullshit,
much.
and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. dude."
I hate that shit too.
It
I'm against it all.
immediately I like shut. If someone acts
Yeah.
like that around me, I'm like, shut up.
But
dude."
men specifically.
Yeah, I don't really get that vibe from
Women?
other people, women, anybody really. It's just like a certain type of dude. I think it's like it's like a byproduct of, you know, toxic masculinity and all that, and like having to try and constantly prove your manliness and stuff. And it
do you-
reminds me of being in like high school and like everyone
Sure,
being
yeah.
super hormonal and wanting to like be the manliest man,
Yeah.
even though you're all fucking like children.
Don't, I was gonna say, don't you think it stems from just feeling inadequate? So you're trying to posture,
yeah,
fearfully posture.
yeah. I just can't. I
So you
can't
think
deal with
I'm
people
great?
fucking being braggadocious. You know,
That's fair.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Actually, actively
Yeah, me
hate it.
too.
Almost to the point where like I am a little too far in the other direction, where like
Yeah.
I won't ever give myself credit for anything. There's a middle ground somewhere that's like a healthy amount of confidence, but anybody who comes across as like prideful in a bad way or you know that brags openly, I'm like I fucking like have no interest in getting to know them
Yeah.
immediately.
Is there ever a guy you were wrong about? Like you had an idea of like you took it that way and then they surprised you?
Uh,
Or you were like, oh, I know who this dude is. He's just like a braggadocious dick. He's
I
trying
mean, like there's been
posture.
people. There was someone in college at Willie P that like everybody else hated this. I'm not gonna name names. If anybody knows,
We should.
nah, fuck
to.
that.
No.
But I remember becoming friends with this dude, and everybody else had beef with him because he was cocky, I guess. And I got to know him a little bit better, and I realized it was like totally a front. I think genuinely like is full of himself, but he was also like a pretty sensitive dude, and like we shared a lot of mutual interests. So I think I let it go a little bit. But we didn't stay friends very long. It was like less than a year of us being like friends. But yeah, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way for that reason. At the same time, like I've had friends that were the polar opposite, that were like best friends, you know, that were overtly humble, like and didn't brag about things and didn't show their cards really. And I think I've always been really, I won't say envious of those people, but I've always been like, how do they do it? Like, how are they so cool about everything all the time, and like not a show off, or not like, you know, whatever. And it's always been like a unconscious or conscious like goal of mine to be a little bit more like that.
Wow.
Anytime I feel like my ego kicking in. But you know, sometimes like very rarely, and you can ask Shireen, like my wife,
Shout
shout out. There are times when like I have to, and I like, I'll preface it. I'll be like, I'm not saying this because I have a big ego, but I'm like, I know more than this person. They're an idiot. I'm better at this than them. Okay, I said it. Done. And then I'll like let it go.
That's the truth.
preface.
But you know, like every once in a while, you have to just acknowledge that you are better at something than someone else.
Fair. That's fair.
It's facts.
If it's like if it's true, you know. Because sometimes I just like, you're getting bossed around by somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, and you're like, I have to tell somebody that I know more, you know. I don't know, man. No, I tend to just like, dude, I really like, as cheesy as it sounds, I'm big on like initial like vibes when you meet somebody, and like if someone rubs me the wrong way the first time I meet them, I'm kind of like, dude, that's it.
That's
I'm
me.
done, dude. I'm not.
That's me too, man.
I you know, I hate to say it, I'm almost always right. Down the line, years later,
Now that you
you
go
sound
end
like
up
my
being an
wife.
asshole.
You sound just like my wife.
and I'm like, oh, how did I know? Is it a fucking sixth sense? You know? And I'm sure people feel that way about me too, but there's something like, I get a vibe from somebody early on, and I'm like, this person sucks. They're gonna show themselves sucking at some point. And then every time,
There's some party.
every fucking time
Yeah.
it happens, I could just tell.
I think it's the happy medium you're talking about, dude. Which I will say, not that I have a big ego. I'm just no.
Preface,
like,
preface.
I feel like I have the same exact feeling as you, but like the thing I hate the most is when people are like, "This guy did this," and I'm like,
you hate that.
I'm like, oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, you don't care.
You
at
know,
all.
because like at the end of the day, too, is like that person with all the shit they've done. Now you're like at a job, like doing something else. Are they gonna just? They might be the guy that's like, oh, I did this, so I'm gonna walk around like this, or are they just there to work again, and everyone else is putting them on this pedestal, and like everyone's like walking on like their tiptoes and eggshells around them. It's like that guy doesn't want to have that either, probably.
Of course.
If they're not equally fucked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you just ignore that shit and just treat them normally,
Dude, I just feel
It'll be
like
fun.
truly successful people.
yeah, like, and if they do, then they're just a shitty person. But if
Yeah,
they don't,
exactly.
then they're just, you're on the same level.
But I've worked with a lot of like, passively worked with celebrities.
Thank you.
Last week I was on a shoot. hey.
No, I don't have an ego, but thank you.
That was
Last week I was on a shoot with a guitarist from like a pretty popular metal band from the 80s, who, I mean, I don't know how big of a musician he is. I know the band that he was in the 80s gets like
What band was it?
a million. I don't want to say it. I don't wanna
Come
say
on, dude.
No,
gets like
where's
a
the ego?
million plays a month on Spotify. Like they're big enough. They're fairly big for like a niche speed metal, hair metal, whatever.
D. Schneider, you worked with, you son of a bitch.
No, but he was really
No.
nice. He was just a normal fucking guy, which is how I view most people until they prove otherwise. And I've met a fair amount of like sort of famous people through my work, and like, I don't know, Harvey Keitel was really cool. The one time I met him,
Wow.
I was on set with him. I was PAing on a fucking movie that he was in, and he was just like chatting with me on set, which in retrospect, I probably wasn't supposed to be talking to him, but he talked to me, which I mean says something about his character, you know?
Exactly.
So I don't think success necessarily equals a bad attitude or a bad relationship with the people around you, or just like doesn't automatically mean you're an asshole.
Mm.
I think being an asshole makes you an asshole.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you can't let it affect kind of like how you are in that moment.
Right.
I feel like that's like once it affects you, then they've succeeded.
They've won. They've changed.
They've
you.
won, and now like that can stop you from like interacting with everyone else.
That's a truth, bro.
You know, or
Dave-
like
If you let
and doing all that. You know what I mean?
Dave, you've changed.
I've changed.
Dave has changed, and we got to talk about that one day.
Dave,
but
how
I
have
don't
I
think it'll be
changed?
enough in one
The
episode.
fame has gone to your head, Dave.
the fame's gotten to
He's
me,
fucking-
guys.
This guy's crazy.
Guys, I'm kind of blowing up
I can't do it
at
anymore.
this point.
Every time I see him, he has to break the rules.
I know.
He doesn't
man.
listen to me.
No, I mean, you get some success,
You
and
know.
things do get to your head, and I
Got a
don't.
one movie premiere.
I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about it,
dude.
but it was a big deal. It did go really well. I'm just kidding. No, but do you ever think sometimes you're meeting somebody on their worst day, or that thought doesn't really come up? You're like, no, you're.
I
a
would
piece
love
of
to be
shit.
more empathetic, and I try to be, but nah,
Mm.
no.
It feels like sometimes, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it's like, okay, I'm going to try on this way of thinking. Like, I'm going to get up today and I'm going to try to.
Hard to do that.
But it's like we're humans that are like growing. And so it's like we're assembling a way of thinking and a spiritual life and a way of behaving in society and like a way of consuming things. And like, it's just funny. I feel like we're like playing this life game. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like
You can choose every day. You can choose to be someone else. I think
For sure.
objectively, especially if you like I work. I essentially work a different job every time I work. I very rarely work with the same people or on the same job more than once as a freelancer. So jobs that I go back to, like I think I have like a rapport and like they kind of know me a little bit better. But on these other jobs, these one-off jobs, like I could be someone else.
yeah.
That's
Do you
I
ever
could
feel
be-
that way?
I, like
I
that.
could be like a fucking ray of sunshine if I want to. And I
Yeah.
try to just like also think of it in the other way where it's like, okay, they have no expectations of my character
Right.
either.
Right.
There's no pressure for me to be a certain version of myself. I can be nobody. I can be
Yeah.
whoever I want. But I end up usually just being
Yeah,
me.
you ever go into a room and you're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be different,
Yeah.
and like I'm gonna be more happy and like positive here.
Do you ever feel that?
Sometimes I try that. I'm like,
You're like, that's not me.
I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, yeah. It is strange.
it's tough.
It's possible though.
It is possible.
But
It's
then
like trying to
not
talk
you,
with
man.
it's like trying to talk with a British accent all day.
But
Yeah.
it's not you.
Whoa. Wow.
And
You
that's okay.
changed. You got acting, dude.
That's
You
okay.
got some acting there.
That's not a good accent. dude. That's a bad accent.
Nah, man, it's good.
Um,
And that's
You already
what
dropped
is.
it. He gave up on it.
no, I just think that sometimes it feels like you're, because sometimes if you were to ask like, who are you, right? I'd say Dave, and then we'd be like, well, what makes Dave Dave? And I'd be like,
I hate that shit.
but I don't really know. I don't know how to answer that question. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yo, people go, oh, so like, what do you like to do for fun? And I go,
But
every time.
Does that make
And I'm like, I
you
don't
you?
know.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
this
dude.
month
I
I,
don't
like
know.
this. Next month I'll like fucking pliables more. I don't like what. I don't know what I am.
You can't tell them you dress up in girl clothes.
I
Wait a
can't,
second.
You
I
can't-
can't share that.
You can't tell them you
Yeah, man.
roll around in dirt and bark.
Like a dog.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is happening?
I don't know what
right
he's
now?
talking about. I truly don't know what he's
You-
talking
I
about.
mean, you
saying.
could tell them
What you
that.
do.
That'd be interesting.
I think that's a you thing, dude.
No,
I think
I'm
we're
saying
talking
what
about
you do.
you, bro, because it's very specific what you're saying.
so.
But
and
I'm serious. That question is a fucked up question. It makes me think like I don't know myself as well as I would like
Well,
to
answer it honestly right now.
Dude,
I don't know
it's
how to
not
answer
that
it.
bad. It's not that
answer
hard.
It. Answer it.
Because we have the surface and the lower
Oh,
darkness.
All right.
Wait,
Freud.
what do you
All
say?
right, Freud.
The surface and the lower darkness.
Because we have those things where we are like, right, the things that we try to be and try to do. You try to act. You try to act.
But I don't want to try to, is what I'm
well,
saying.
you
It's like, what
you
are
do
you?
what are the things you do?
But I went to boxing training today.
You
I
go
made
to
a
boxing.
pliable at home today. That's
like
Dave.
that's today though.
But then what am I if I'm what am I?
Well, what do you often do, and what are your like the things
So
that you've
what I
accomplished.
often do is who I am.
No. Well,
So then
yeah,
what is?
kinda. Is like, you work at a cafe? You're a barista.
But that's me. That's what I am.
It's part of you. Is it not?
It's just a hard question to ask.
Is it
Answer
not
what I'm
you?
saying. I guess.
If
I
someone
don't know.
said you're a barista, you work at a cafe.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like right.
Why?
It just feels like something I do.
Okay, but why is that not you then? Because if you do something,
I don't know.
I mean, if a chicken cockles every day, or what is the word?
Cockles.
What's the word for it? Quacks. What do chickens do? If you quack every day, you're a fucking duck,
They cluck.
dude.
They cluck.
Yeah.
Cluck. There it is.
Cluck. That's
See, I was going
Cockles,
for cockle and cluck.
Hey,
I was
Cockle,
almost
Jordan,
there.
cockle-doodle-doo.
Jordan.
Cockle on the mind, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if you serve coffee to people
Yeah.
5 days a week,
Yeah.
you're a barista.
Well, I think you can answer that question as deeply as you want,
Or as
as superficially as you want.
Yeah.
You say, I'm a barista. Or you could say, I'm a barista because I like making stuff for people.
Right.
Or I'm a barista because
Making coffee.
I love coffee. Or because I needed a job and it's consistent.
Yeah.
Or you just say, I'm a barista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good to I don't know. I think the label thing sometimes is tough, but I think it's good to sometimes also be like, I do this. It doesn't mean you are barista Dave,
Right.
because you're more than that.
Or better yet, why don't you frame it if someone says oh, what do you do? Say something that you do for money and then say something you do for love.
I there's no question I hate more than that question.
I know.
Why?
Well, I get asked that all the fucking time.
Dude,
Why?
when I go to a party or some kind of
Yeah.
gathering and you don't see someone for a while and they say, hey, how's it going? Like, how are you?
What would you rather it be?
I would rather it be like, dude, right now, I'm just remembering how you look. Like, this is crazy. We're here right now. Like, that's how I want to talk. And that's how I'll
Don't
talk.
talk like that.
But I do. And then I the response is like, ugh. Or it's,
That is kind of weird.
I'd rather do that and make it weird
Yeah.
than do some
Then someone go, what's
game
up? How are you doing?
and then be like, oh, well, actually, funny you ask. I have a film coming out. It's this, and I'm
Well, now you're an
baristaing
actor.
it 5 days a week, and also I box at a gym, and I like pliables. Like, huh? What?
If you answer it like that, that's weird.
But it's the
But it's
game.
just as weird to be like,
Do you feel like it's a game?
I can't believe we're here
I don't think
together.
it's a game.
You don't think? I think
can't
I'd,
believe
I think
I'd
speaking
rather
to
be
people
that
is
way.
okay.
I'd rather be weird
with
and myself.
You've said this
That's fine.
before. I don't agree.
but we're different in that way.
I think that's fine.
But I've seen
also-
you. But I've seen
also-
you meet new people, and
yeah,
you're not like
and you
that.
don't do that.
But I feel that.
But also,
I know,
what about
but you're
this?
not like
What if
that.
it's not about you, dude? What about the other person isn't comfortable with being like,
I know,
I
but
like
that's
to
why I
stare
don't
into your
do it.
eyes and cry.
That's why I don't do it.
But
that's why I don't do it.
well, then what's your problem then?
There's not a problem. I'm just talking about what thing I don't like about. This is Dave.
Well-
Now you're asking what Dave is. I'm telling
Well, it's
you.
good because you can do that, and then it might inspire them to do that. So I think it's good.
Maybe.
You know,
Yeah, and
and if
sometimes
it makes them be
it's not
like,
great.
ugh,
Or it's 2 questions away. It's how you doing? Good. This happened. This happened. Cool.
Yeah.
Man, I missed you. Oh, boom. And then we're in a real conversation instead
Yeah.
of like this surface fuck around that I don't enjoy.
Yeah. I do not like. I hate doing that too sometimes with some people.
Yeah, it
Not
drains
everyone.
me. I just feel
Not
drained.
everyone, but
I
like
feel drained.
I feel like yeah. I hate when it's people that you know should be like more. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
it devolves into like, what's up, man? Yeah.
I'm just like I don't want to.
All
I don't
right,
want to
bro.
sit there and hear you a list of what you've done
Yeah.
the last 6 months.
But then I guess that's just like you want to be friends of all these people.
I just want a real talk.
But if
But,
that
like,
is someone's
Some
real
people are
life,
scared, bro.
If that's as far as they're willing
Some
to
people
go.
are scared.
but if that's
dog.
their real life, if that's what they want to talk about.
But
Who
then
are you
I
talking
gotta
to,
have
dude?
empathy for
You're a
that.
scary guy.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't
Tall.
feel
You're
scared.
old.
Oh my god!
You got a whole beard.
I'm tall and
You got a
old,
whole
dude.
beard.
I feel young.
I feel like
though.
every time I've seen you, and I see you more often than that, but every time I've seen you, you go, yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I try to like get to what we're really doing.
But you still you do the thing that you're saying you don't like. So I don't
No.
totally agree that you think that way in the moment.
I agree.
Do you think I'm like, hey, well, tell me about jobs and stuff? Like,
yeah,
list for me?
you literally asked me about what I was doing this week.
Boom.
Well, I wanted to really know how you were doing and what you were doing.
Dave,
That's the truth.
David,
That's the truth. That is
I'm
the
saying
truth.
I believe you're genuinely interested.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying in this conversation now, you're trying
You
to frame
also,
it in a
2
way
days
where you're
ago-
like, I crave deeper connections. But you also make small talk or at least like in the process of catching up with someone who you know well, you know us well, we still ask slightly more superficial questions in the process of talking. I don't even know what we're talking about right now, to be honest. I feel like it all comes down to like, if you're meeting someone for the first time, it's kind of weird to just assume you're going to have a deep personal connection.
Or the third time or the second time.
Even so. I know I've met people multiple times and I don't even
But-
fucking know their last name.
Yeah, well, that's common. I get that.
I don't feel bad about it either. I know a lot of people, dude.
Yeah, I guess the older I get, the harder it is for me to
I don't know anyone, honestly.
go through the motions.
I don't have a lot of
Is
friends.
what I'm
No,
trying
Mike's
to
a
say.
fucking enigma, dude. That's why.
The less patience I have, the older I get. With that,
Mike's a shadow.
you're a shadow creature.
He's
I will say though, like, you do it in a good way. I think that's positive.
Thanks, man.
But it's like, I think sometimes, you know, like, you cannot like it, which is you totally are right. But also, it's like meeting people where they're able to be met.
Where they're at.
You know,
That's the move.
sometimes
And
not
I try to
maybe
do
not
that.
that day.
I
You
try
know,
to
and
do
maybe
that.
one day they'll open up. That'll definitely give it a more
Yeah.
open. It'll crack them open a little more.
It's not my world, right? We're all sharing it.
No,
It's
yeah,
not Dave's.
definitely
world.
not yours.
It's definitely not my world. So I got to meet people where they're at. And
I
do.
think earning someone's story by getting to know them is special. You shouldn't expect that from a casual acquaintance. I feel weird as fuck when I overshare.
Wait a
with
second.
someone.
Yeah.
I don't expect that from nobody. I just hope for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're also saying you're disappointed when you don't get it.
Well, that's okay.
Of course.
It's okay.
Of course.
You can be
yeah, but that's
disappointed.
not.
But that's not me saying,
life.
give me your story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
dude.
but I'm
Let
saying,
me put in a movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying, hey, I want to get to the heart of this now. Or else. It's like, that's not it at all.
Dave has a book of
poaching
all
Hey, wait a
stories.
second. I can't have a
Wait,
preference.
say that again real quick.
I can't have a fucking preference of what I enjoy.
Why
No,
are you pressing a
because
button in your pocket?
I think because that you're setting an expectation for someone you don't know that well.
It's not an expectation.
I think-
I'm
yeah, I
going
think-
in
I think
hopefully with
Dave's
a full
saying-
heart saying, man, I would really love to just tell this person who's telling me about their life in this very surface way.
Wait, what?
Hey,
But did you ever?
I would
let
like
me
to-
let me ask you a separate question.
Yes.
Have you ever been on the other end of it and you really don't want to fucking talk about something with
Of
someone?
course. Of course.
Doesn't it feel a little bit weird to be like to be on the other end of it?
I'm also not pressing nobody. Like I'm not
No, but even in like a more casual conversation, I don't know. I again, like I don't even know what
I'm just talking about what
we're talking about.
how I would like conversation to go if it was Dave's world. It's not
Yeah,
Dave's
yeah,
world.
yeah,
Dave
yeah.
just
No.
just enjoy when someone's like, "Hey, how you doing, Dave?" I say, "Oh, I'm good." I'm surface because I'm playing the
Yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah.
and then they're like, "Dude,
Yeah.
you
That's
don't
the
look
best.
so good," and I'd be like, "Dude, thank you for seeing me. Like, I'd love to talk more."
Yeah, yeah.
That makes me happy. That fills me up because I feel real
That pisses
connection.
me the fuck off. If someone
Okay,
said that
but
to
that's
me.
how we're
What?
different.
Well, you look really
Why?
tired today,
Dude, I'd be
Yeah,
fucking
but what if you were
sad.
tired?
I don't want to fucking talk about it
Why not?
I do.
because it's my problem, not yours.
Yeah, but see, this is why all your problems.
no, that's
are within,
fucking
dude.
weird, dude.
This
It's
is why
not
all
weird
your
at
problems
all.
are within, dude. You gotta let
It
them
may
out.
be weird.
You gotta share it,
Call
bro.
it weird.
Hey, man, you look like shit.
Dude. No one's gonna say that. Unless
That's
you
what
look
he's
like
saying.
shit.
I'm saying, I said you look sad or you're going through
Yeah.
something. And
What's
I'd be
the-
like, man, I'd
what's
love
the
to talk
difference?
about it.
No, what if you were, you know,
Dude, what
walking?
happened? What happened?
What if you were walking
You
around?
don't like that? Man,
Mikey,
I love
like
that.
that.
Mikey, what the fuck happened to
I
you?
love
if
that.
I was like, sometimes when I'm at the cafe over there, I'm sitting there just like,
Yeah, I feel
thinking about
empty
how I'm
if,
gonna
if I'm not having no
end my
connection.
life.
Yeah,
you know?
bro, straight up.
So you
Like,
want someone to come in and go,
someone goes like, "Hey, are you all right, man?" Sometimes I need that.
Shake you out of your thing.
Dude, come on. Man.
no,
Dude, we all need a nudge once in a while.
not from a rando fucking person.
Why not?
Or someone you knew or someone you haven't seen in
No,
a
dude,
while.
a rando is even better.
Rando sometimes is great.
You've never had a good like interaction like
Have
that?
you ever had a rando like you become friends with?
You guys have no idea, but it's generally not. I used to work at
You
a
have no
fucking.
idea,
I've
dude.
told you guys I used to work at a sex shop.
Well, that's your problem, bro. You had some weird ass motherfuckers coming
Those
in.
kind of random
Weird ass
conversations-
dudes try to grab your grundle, dude.
Those kinds
That's
of
the problem you
conversations.
had. That's
All
those
horned
are
up.
your fucking.
those kinds of one-off random conversations.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Were great.
I don't
No,
want.
they
Those
were
are great.
good.
Those are great
Why were they great?
because it's not about emotion. It's
because
just
the
a
people coming in are
strange
lower than you.
character study.
Why can
of it.
emotion not be involved in,
No.
in talking? I'm
Because
curious.
because if I'm not willingly
That's fair.
talking about how I feel,
Right.
I don't want someone, an outside observer, to point out
Hmm.
that I feel bad. if I already know I feel bad,
Oh.
then it feels like I'm back at fucking Best Buy at 19 years old, and my shitty manager who drives a fucking Prius is like, "You're not smiling enough today, Jordan. You're not going to sell enough computers."
So
That's what it feels like.
So someone's telling you
When
like,
some
you're
outside
not-
observer is gauging my level of happiness and excitement. When there are times when I feel fine, but on the surface I'm
Oh, yeah, I
neutral,
get
and
that.
someone goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Dude?
Oh, I get that.
What are you in a bad mood?"
I have that. Yeah.
I worked for someone like that for almost
You got
10
that RBF,
years,
bro.
and fine, dude. But
I have
that's
too.
just the way some people are,
Yeah.
regardless of how they feel inside. And I think it's weird to assume otherwise. But then to like weaponize that and go, "Dude, you're always in such a bad mood. Oh, you're always in such a bad mood. You're making our clients uncomfortable." And it's like,
Damn.
this is how the fuck I look. This is how I am. I do
Yeah,
good work.
that's-
What does it have to do with my work?
That's fair.
What does it have
That's
to
fair.
do with my personality if this
Yeah,
is just how I am?
But that's like you're saying this is like over multiple times.
Yeah, I'm
not
talking
like
about
just a
different
out of nowhere, like a
scenario.
blind side.
Yeah.
I'm saying the way you're framing it though is that if
I'm gonna get
someone
a
I
fucking
don't know
like
came
a
up to
flesh
me and
suit
said
and
that,
be a different person to do it to.
if someone I don't know came up to me and said that, I'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?
right.
Who are you?"
and maybe
Right,
they'll
right.
hit you with something and be like,
If one of you guys
I'm-
said
I'm
it,
an
maybe
angel.
maybe I would.
"What if
be
someone
honest.
said? What if someone said something like that to you and they're like, I'm an angel," and they left?
I would have no fucking. I'd be like, "Cool, a schizophrenic asshole just talked to me." There's no
Hey,
bearing on
man.
me at all.
Come on.
I think the reason I think it's a cool thing when someone does that to me, and it's not a complete stranger, or it is, or it's someone who's maybe the right phrasing is, "Hey man, you don't look so great," or whatever. But it's more of a, they share something with me out of the blue.
Yeah.
Let me just get through it. If that happens, okay, if they share something personal with me out of the blue about their. Perfect example. Woman, I'm short conversations usually, right? But this is why it's a healthy surprise when it happens. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" A woman just says out of nowhere, boom, older woman. She looked flustered. I say, "You okay?" She goes, "Yeah. Well, I just got divorced today." And since that moment, I've actually come to know her. Her name's Diane. She's coming to the screening. She's a very sweet woman. She's a professor who now teaches kids with disabilities on the side. She's retired. She's starting this whole new chapter of her life. And I wouldn't have known that unless she had shared that little thing with me. So my point is, how I feel about life now and the life I choose to live and the thing that feels right to me is when someone does open up and try to connect, or I make an attempt to connect with someone, it's always received pretty well because it makes life richer for me and for them. Usually. Not always, not all the time. Sometimes it's met with like, "I'm not down with that," but I'm willing to play the fool there because I'm just not down to live a life alone in a fucking like without making some kind of connections with people who are willing to do it. And I've made new friends because of that. And I'm just grateful that even exists, that we can know people who we didn't know if we're just willing to be like a little bit more vulnerable than we would usually be.
But you can have a full life and meaningful relationships
Yeah.
without doing that.
Of course, I'm not saying you can't.
But you're framing it in a way that it's like you'll be alone and friendless if you don't do that.
No.
No, I have my friends that are my friends
Yeah.
because of what we share together. Like that's why we're friends. And
I don't think we had a super deep conversation for a long time after we met.
but I think when we did, it elevated us to at least I feel
Sure,
totally.
But it took
connected.
time to get to a point where we
For
knew
sure.
each other well
For
enough
sure.
to do that.
And there was patience and grace. It wasn't like I was trying to rush us into
Yeah.
like a thing. And I was just
No.
I think life did that.
I'm just saying in casual conversation,
fair.
I think there's a certain level of like of a facade, which is you could argue is not a healthy thing, but I think like most people, I think you have an outward appearance, right? And I think most people want to maintain some sort of outward appearance that is approachable, but isn't vulnerable. Because there aren't a lot of people who don't give a fuck if you're having a bad day, who
Right.
don't want to know what's going on in your life.
It can hurt you and may try to.
Right. And I think it's natural to protect yourself against that.
Of course.
I'm not saying it's natural to always be protective,
No.
especially when it's someone you know. And that's why I'm okay with having vulnerable conversations with friends or people
Yeah.
I've met before, you know. But I tend to think like a casual conversation works in a way because there is no stakes, because there is no expectation of a long-term friendship that you have to impress this person or have a deep connection right away. if that happens, that's great. But if the fact is, like, I think my best relationships have been built over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, I love having random one-off conversations with people. I love friendly conversation. I love even deep conversations, finding out about people's stories and stuff. That's fine. But I think approaching every conversation like it's going to be that is like, I don't know. It's not realistic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of times when you're just saying like, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm doing good. Okay, here's the thing we actually have to talk about. And it doesn't have to be a you know, a biography kind of moment or autobiography. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I think meaningful conversations are important. I have these like little interactions. Sometimes I'll do street portraits of people and I get to like chat them up a little bit, and get to know some stuff about them. And I don't get to do it as often as I like, but I like those interactions where I take someone's picture and then I talk to them and like
Get their story.
yeah, a little bit. But that's because I've already taken something from them with their picture. Taking portraits of people it can be exploitative. And like, I think I try and take back some of their, or give back some of their, what's the word? I just try and give back some of the, I guess,
Humanity.
yeah, by talking to them and like trying to take note of the person that's in the picture, not just steal pictures. And like street photographers tend to snipe people. And I think like street portraits, it should be a collaboration. And I think that that's like, you know, maybe we're never going to talk again. Likely we'll never talk again. I did that a lot when I was in Sri Lanka, in Japan and stuff. And like specifically in Sri Lanka, people had no problem having their picture taken. They were like happy to have their picture taken. And whenever I could, I tried talking to them and like get to know them a little bit and get their story, get their WhatsApp number so I could send them a copy of the picture later, like things like that. And I think it's like, that's like a bridging the gap moment without any expectation of any future conversation. I didn't make any lifelong friends while I was there. Just random people other than the people I knew, family and all that. But like, I think, you know, I'm doing it and it's a momentary thing. And maybe I'm making a picture that might last a lot longer than the interaction. And the memory will last along with the picture. But I didn't like get to know everything about this person in the 5 minutes that we talked.
Of course.
That's my approach to that kind of thing, is like these momentary conversations can be meaningful, even if, you know, it's a little more superficial. Because you're having a conversation at all is like meaningful. Because how many times you go about your day and don't talk to anybody? Maybe not if you're working in
happens
a business where you have to talk to people. But like I have days where I don't talk to anybody. And it's fine. I don't mind it at all, actually. But because there are days when I have to talk so much that I get overwhelmed by it. I don't know. I think people are really interesting. I do like meeting new people. I found like meeting new people, the older I get, the more I enjoy that. But also my tolerance for fake people has gone down a lot.
Same.
I think it's something that happens as you get older. You just like have lower tolerance for bullshit, or you can sense it out. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm really, really self-conscious about appearing fake. In any way. And it's why I don't mask my emotions that well. If I'm not having a good time, like it's very obvious. But I also like don't want someone to acknowledge it, because then I feel like I have to pretend to be in a different mood. And it's like, if I can work my way out of a mood, or if I can, you know, if naturally like I'm in a good mood, that's how I am. If I'm naturally not, I'm working through it on my own. Getting acknowledgement from the outside makes me shut down in a way. Because I'm like, but this is me. This is how I feel. This is who I am. If I'm being perceived and people are taking it negatively that I feel a certain way, I'm like, what am I supposed to do about that?
That makes sense.
It feels like an attack.
Like, you feel like they're the people that may be like, hey, you seem off. they're taking it as a negative. So like you're assuming that they're feeling negative.
Well, they do.
about-
They literally. That's happened to me in the past. Like I'm saying, I use the working in retail as like an example, but it's happened in social settings. It's happened in multiple job settings, and it's like if I'm consistent at one thing, it's just consistently myself.
Yeah.
Good or bad. And I think like there are people who are really good at masking and putting on a face around other people and being overly happy, you know, and I think that's a skill, I guess, but it also seems a little disingenuous. And then those are the people that you find out years later that they had like lifelong severe depression and they fucking hang themselves, you know?
Dude.
And I'm like, at least I'm fucking honest about how I feel. I have to work on it. I still have to like improve it. But I feel like, you know, I don't know. I don't want a mask. I don't want to wear a fucking mask.
That is healthy. There's a balance there to be struck, but that's healthy. And I agree. I think that like I have less patience for it. And that's why I enjoy when people present. I don't have an expectation we're going to be friends forever. Yeah. But I do hope that someone feels willing enough to share something with me and then I'll share in return or whatever. Yeah. But to really like listen and see a person, because that leads to less of, I believe, and I may be wrong, but it feels like it leads to less of those kinds of things where people bottle up and stay shut in and then, you know, get to a certain age and they're like, fuck it. Like I felt last Sunday. Thank God I had someone to call is what I'm saying and share that with. Thank God I have friends I could share that with. Not with everybody, right? Well, right now I'm on camera, so I guess it's with everybody. I or whoever listens. But like I think the mask thing is dangerous. That's my point. I think it's a social like Japan. Can we talk about Japan for a second? Right? Like you brought up to me, and I don't know the culture as well as you do, but you brought up to me that there's a bit of a culture of where like people work really hard and put on a face, and you're known to do.
I was gonna send you actually a whole thing. Should have brought it up. It's a guy that he went viral because like it's this dude that is like a salary man, and he just made a video of like my day, like this is my day in Japan as a worker. Yeah, wakes up at 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. You know, gets ready, goes to work, comes back at 8 p.m.
Yep,
and he's like, how do I make 14 an hour. I barely have time to do anything. Things are so expensive. It's a privilege to have kids. It was talking about like families and having kids and stuff. Yeah. He's like, it's a privilege to have a family now. It feels like that's what it feels like as me. Like I don't know what to do. Like that's like a luxury to do that. You know. So like, what am I gonna do? So I think that the main problem is like the work culture. And even with my brother, like he's out there, he got like a better job, but like he has to work his ass off, and he has a kid.
Yeah.
And he works like all day, and it's terrible. You know. Mm-hmm. So like. And when you have a kid, like they have great benefits and stuff, but like it's kind of more for the wife, and for like a good amount. But that's probably done because then the father just has to work all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you gonna do? You know. So
I don't know if it's the right correlation then, but I'm just trying to make a point of like how I see life now. I'm trying to remove any mask that I may have or have had in the past. Be myself, whoever that is, find out who I am, be myself, and then be willing to be vulnerable with others. And that's just the way I've been trying to.
I think it fits very well with that too, because another thing too in work culture is like having a mask, and like it's literally built into the society. It's like saving face.
It's like the Best Buy thing.
It's saving face.
Jordan,
you know what I mean?
I'll never do that again.
You can't.
Yeah. No, I mean like just in general. I think even if I ended up at a 9 to 5 eventually, which is a possibility.
It's a very, very possibility.
Because I'll be honest, the career path that I'm on, I don't know how much longer there'll be a career there.
Right.
So if I end up at a 9 to 5, it has to be with the stipulation that I can be the person that I am naturally.
Jordan. Yeah.
If I have to pretend to be someone else to appease a set of standards imposed on me by my workplace, I will quit. I won't do it again.
Yeah.
I did it for too long. And it made me miserable.
There's places that you can find work where you can be yourself. You don't have to turn into some
in my
fucking,
work. You know what I mean?
Turn into some version of yourself
that
feels false.
I'd rather work, you know, I'd rather work back of house away from other people.
Me too, bro. I'd rather do construction than do something where I have to pretend to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
I just want to be valued for the contributions I do make, not for like an imagined set of expectations.
Yeah.
You know, you can work hard and it feels like your work is almost valued less because of a personality thing.
I feel like that's just the worst thing for like those professions, like creative artistry. It's like you get the most pretentious bullshit.
I think it's part.
It's all about clout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
the part of it.
that's like one of the main. That's like one of the only places you really get. I mean, you get that in like corporate bullshit
Yeah.
too, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like with that stuff, it really just
Well, I f-
rubbed me the wrong way a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm just
lot
like,
of this-
I don't want to deal with this shit.
a lot of the stories about actors that you find out, like
Yeah.
getting into it, are like they performed for their family member who they wanted to love them, or they were
Yeah.
they were trying to conjure up this like image of I'm great and I'm special and look at me, and a lot of actors get into it because they have this like desire to feel loved and observed and like special. And you hit a point at some time in this, like chasing it 15 years now, where I've met a lot of actors and I am one, and I had to face my own shit with that and how I was pursuing it and why. And it was ugly. And it was like, I just wanted to be loved and appreciated or whatever. I use this craft to like kind of twist that for myself. And it takes away from the service of what it could be, like telling story for other people. But you look around sometimes, and I'll attest to it, like it's a scary profession. Like you talk to a lot of young dudes getting into this, and I could see it on them. I'm like, boy, oh boy, it's gonna hit you one day. Like this is not a place where you're gonna feel good for very long. And if you keep chasing that, like you're not gonna find it in work. You're not gonna find like fulfillment in your life and like love from your family and all that in your work. Like that's not gonna. You may feel it briefly and fleeting. That happens, but I think fall in love with the craft itself, not the results of the craft, if that makes sense, and how you are positioned amongst your peers in it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I've wanted for a long time to separate my income from my art.
Oof.
And it feels like it's getting there because it feels like a lot of the jobs I'm taking on, I don't have any emotional attachment to.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like
just
hired
working,
to work.
which I love. I love not having to give a shit.
Yeah.
I can do really good work that way because
Paid fairly.
get paid fairly and you show up and you
Yeah.
work hard,
Yeah.
and I'll bust my ass for a job to make sure that it like really I do good work. But it's the jobs where I'm emotionally invested, I'm working for less money, I'm doing it for the art of it, that always end up like, for some reason, even when they come out well, those are the ones that drain me the most emotionally and physically, because I feel like I'm putting more than just my working brain into it.
They require more from you.
And I'm like, what would it be like to have a career separate from this?
Mm.
To make a living, to be able to have a family and a house and all this shit, and support all that stuff,
Would you still pursue?
and just like do photography on the side,
I see.
you know, or do video. I don't know, whatever. But I don't know what that means, but I'm like, I wonder if I would be more at peace with myself if I could just work and get paid
Mm.
and divorce it from the creative process.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I really like being paid to be creative. And I think I'm pretty good at it. But it's like, it just comes with so many caveats, because you're fighting for your say, you're fighting for your pay, you're fighting for everything. And like, at the end of the day, so much of it is decided by other people, because in our version of creative work, we're not working in a vacuum. We're working collaboratively with a bunch of other people. And so much stuff gets taken out of your control, but it affects your creative work at the end of the day.
Mm.
When I go and I shoot, I don't know, I'm working on, what's an example I could use? I won't piss anybody off. Some of the music video stuff that I work on, I get hired to shoot, direct, write, produce, do everything. And I have to really like reel in the band usually, because there's usually one or two people in the band that have like big ideas, and I have to like really reel them in and like write an idea that's something we can actually make. And then I have to compromise usually on my personal rates and pay and all this stuff to facilitate the production happening. And it feels like compromising over and over again, compromising on my own ideas to fit closer to what the band wants. And like, it's exhausting after a while because I'm like, I wish I was just getting paid enough where I could say, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it, and have the means and support to actually follow through. And that gets so tiring after a while because like compromise like is not an easy thing to accept sometimes when you're an artist. And I think like I'm at the point where I have to compromise all the time, and I don't want to be compromising. I want to be uncompromising with my work and really like push myself to do better work. But it's like I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm there, but I'm not there. So it's really those are the moments I feel like the most when I'm like, I need to do something else. I gotta just fucking take a break. I gotta fucking pull back a little bit. I've thought about the barista route. I've thought about working back of house at a brewery or being a projectionist at a movie theater or something where I don't have to do that. But then like then another job pops up and I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Back into the fold.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
It's good and bad. It's chaotic.
It is.
But there's like that dude who was a TikToker who like the normcore guy who like worked at an office job. And he'd like slowly slide his laptop into his bag and like make himself oatmeal every morning. And he recorded his like day to day at a 9 to 5, like selling insurance or something. And he like his whole thing was how much he loved his normal life. Wow. And people like a lot of people really related to it, but a lot of people are like, if this was me, I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah. It's not for everybody.
But I don't know. I'm like, I swing both.
You're like, this would be nice.
I swing between wanting to
you said that,
be an artist, be like a fucking, a scoundrel and like fucking make art uncompromising, to being like, I want to fall in line and just have one job. Just one job
where I get to do my thing.
Pay me right.
Yeah.
I'll fucking type numbers into a spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's attractive for a moment, I feel like.
Would you work at like a news station camera op thing, and then
those jobs are hard, man.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, because the hours are brutal.
Yeah,
hours
crazy.
are bad. Yeah. I don't know. I have a friend who used to work with.
I have a friend,
who's
it's crazy.
One of our professors.
You wanted me to get in on it.
It's a good job because a lot of them I think are union, so like you get paid fairly, but like if you're doing like, it depends on what you're doing.
You don't got
the news cycle never stops, and nowadays like.
Yeah. But it's funny because all the time he talks about, he's like, I just want to do something creative.
And he's itching for the creative thing. Yeah, we're always looking at the grass is greener on the other side.
I think there's room for creativity in those jobs. I think it's just.
Do you?
Well, dude, look at this dude who's doing all the broadcasts for the Mets.
Yes, well, that looks great. The MLB stuff is like
this
killer.
guy is one specific guy that works for the Mets.
Yeah,
that's on SNY.
But every other team's trying to hire a guy like him.
Well,
now.
This dude started like, I wouldn't say ripping off, but he started adding in like cinematic stuff.
Moneyball moments.
Like he's literally
to what?
To the broadcast, like a game. So the Mets games. It's crazy.
Really?
He's doing crazy shit, and like he's going viral online for like making baseball movies, making baseball cinematic.
Because baseball's genuine, like traditionally, like it's just very just old. It's the same shot.
Like
it's right behind the pitcher.
No, like, during the games, during the broadcast, he's doing like cinematic shots.
It's crazy.
It's
like during the game, just covering the game.
Yeah. It's really fucking cool.
It's cutting edge.
Like
really,
yeah. During
what's his name?
Oh shoot,
I don't know his name.
I don't know.
Just look up the if you look up reels about the Mets.
Yeah.
Dude, but enough to the point where they put him in the Museum of Moving Images in Brooklyn. Whoa, they had an exhibit about his work, or a screening of his work. I think it was called Baseball is Cinema, like last month. So there is room for creativity in broadcast stuff. It's just like it takes someone having the fucking guts to do it, and then suddenly everyone's like, "Oh my god, we could have been doing this the whole time."
Art, oh my gosh,
and that's kind of what spurs like the next thing.
Change.
But someone has to like challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
So I do think it's possible to have a normal job or have a job that's like a little more structured and not be a chaotic artist type and still be creative and do interesting stuff.
There could be a balance there.
You know?
I think that's just like the destiny of the freelancer is just that, right?
Well, what's weird about freelancing is that
Because it's always like you said, it's like it's just what's next every single time.
and
Like, and
there's
it's gonna be that forever.
There's so much unknown. There's such an unknown element to freelancing that, especially when you're not like super busy,
Yeah.
you know, it's so sporadic.
Yeah.
I mean, last week I worked on a documentary about Nazis.
Connecticut.
It's about Nazi camps in Connecticut and Long Island and all
crazy.
kinds of shit. The week before, I shot a promo for an amp company down in Philly with a guitarist from a big metal band. The week before, I worked at People Magazine, lighting a bunch of interviews, like TMZ style interviews for their staff. You know, I did a music video a couple months ago. I've been doing post work for a short film and finishing post on a feature that has already been out in theaters, but we're like doing another release of it. And it's like every fucking job is completely different from every other job. And it's cool. It's really cool actually, because before this I spent 10 years working for a production company and I was doing corporate video, and we kind of transitioned into documentary stuff, and it was like a lot of the same shit over and over again. And like I got good at some of it, but like a lot of it I was just like, we're back at the fucking this hospital shooting an interview with a doctor again. And
So
it's
you
like
don't
the
like
same. No, but I feel like I also wasn't making enough money. I didn't have benefits. I didn't have anything. Like
Yeah, if you were fulfilled financially.
the only way I would go back to that type of setup is if I had it was a real job. Like I was still essentially a freelancer at that job. I just did it for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, the point is like now I went to full-time freelancing and it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but it's fun, but so sporadic that you can't plan your life out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like, that would freak a lot of people out. I think a lot of people wouldn't love it because of that. Even though I tell people like some of the stuff I've been working on, they're like, wow, that sounds so interesting. I'm like, it is.
It would be interesting.
But then I don't make any money for a month and I think I'm going to fucking jump off a bridge, you know? And it's like, it sucks, but it's great. It's a duality. I don't know.
What's like one, like if you could tell someone that's like trying to do that and like you've been through it all, you know, like
To
what's
freelance.
something you would like tell to like get them ready?
Well, if it was
To
me,
get
like
ready.
like on the way out of college, I would
Yeah.
say don't take yourself too seriously, first of all, but also don't work at any one place for too long. I think if I had started doing what I'm doing now when I was 24, I'd be way better off than I am now. I think I spent too much time investing in someone else's company instead of building my own company or just networking and freelancing. The best advice I've ever given anybody is to just continuously network, because that network is what's going to get you paid, what's going to get you on set, what's going to get you jobs. It's like self-perpetuating kind of. And I think I neglected my network to try and quote unquote build something with someone who didn't really give a shit about my long-term goals. And I realized it way too late, but I stuck around because like you want to believe that all the time. It's a, you know, sunken cost fallacy. When you put a lot of time into something, you believe like, well, it has to have meant something. I have to stick around and make sure I do it. I have to double down instead of just cutting your losses and going, I need to do something else with my time. I need to network. I need to build a community. I need to get on set. That's the best advice. First off, don't go into debt and network. That's it. Avoid debt. Don't go out and buy a fucking bunch of equipment that you don't need. The equipment is, if you're doing literally what I'm doing, like wait and just figure out what you need first. Because I see people going on fucking YouTube and like, oh, I've been watching all these camera reviews, and I'm like, whoa, do you have like shoots coming up that you need a camera system for? And they're like, no, but I want to shoot stuff. And I'm like, okay, so like maybe get something older that you can actually afford instead of opening up a new line of credit and owing $6,000 on something that you don't have a
Job for. Yeah.
Like rent it for a day job and then just buy the camera.
Yeah.
from the
It's not.
job.
It's not as exciting as owning this
Owning
new
your own.
thing.
Yeah, I was like that.
But going into debt is like a fucking surefire way to screw yourself in the long run.
Yeah.
And like,
That's
it's
a
the one
fact.
thing I've been really good about, and it means I don't have the newest shiniest shit, but I own my car, I own my camera, I own all my other equipment. Nothing is financed, everything is paid off. So when I work and I get money for my gear, I'm making money on it. And like, you're constantly feeding the beast and buying new things like here and there, but like I know people who right out of college went and bought an $80,000 camera package.
No.
Maybe they didn't buy it. Maybe they got some help from somebody,
Pops.
little mama, papa. But I know people who like are literally financing a fucking camera package that they are not putting on set and they're trying to sell because they can't rent it out fast enough to pay the payments.
80,000
Don't do
for
that.
real?
That's for like an Alexa package back in the day.
I always love when sometimes I get some people that rent out studios and stuff. I got like three times I had someone that like production studio stuff. They're like, dude, I got like the Alexa Mini. I got the fucking this. I got the Komodo. I'm like, cool. Like, you got jobs. Like, no one's coming in. I'm like, yo, what are you
camera
doing?
doesn't mean you're good at
There's
it.
nothing
Yeah.
happening.
It's not working.
Yeah.
That's a different
He's
thing.
like, dude, if you have any jobs, like, I got you.
Wow.
Like, what?
Bro, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's scary.
On one hand, I wish I had like,
Yeah, obviously.
I wish I had all the toys.
Dude.
I wish I had the big fucking
Bro,
camera.
I've been on the same rig for like too long.
Yeah, but it
My
works.
laptop's
But it's working.
It's working,
little
dude.
smoke
It's still
gun. Currently
working,
working.
dude. It's still working.
I'm saying there's like a world where like, maybe more aggressively invest in your kit and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and like it's
when you need to. Like,
when you
you
need
gotta
to.
know, like you said, you need to know
Yeah.
what you need.
Yes.
Like
I-
you'll only know once you like do a job and like
Right.
you're like, oh shit,
I'm missing this.
I
wish
just
I
think
had
about
this.
my dad having the same set of screw. I mean, he's got a lot of fucking tools, but he's got the same like screwdrivers from the fucking 80s.
They still
Yeah.
work.
That screwdriver still works. It's not the same as a camera, but
Yeah.
a tool's a tool,
Yeah.
and I think like it's need based,
Yeah.
and there's a reason that he's he's conscious of all that stuff because like unless you're loaded and you can just afford to do whatever you want with your money, you have to think about that. And I don't want to ever make assumptions about other people's financial situations, but I'm speaking from my personal experience. I don't have anybody to bail me out. So it's always on my mind, like if I'm getting paid and how to avoid fucking my future self. And the biggest thing is being really careful about stuff like credit cards because my mom wasn't careful about credit cards. She died with credit card debt. They tried to come after me
No.
after she died.
Wow.
No.
So I've been like fucking
Holy
I have credit cards. I use
Yeah.
them smartly. They keep bumping up my limits
Yeah.
and I go, cool, now I have available credit. Now it makes me look more appealing when I go to buy a house or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
But like I'm not fucking maxing out my credit cards.
You ever like
every month.
teasing that limit though? You're just like,
I'm always teasing
Bumping it?
freaking limit.
I've never had to because I pay off my balances in a way where they just raise the limits arbitrarily. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I've never asked to raise a credit card.
yeah.
Wow.
Except
I
for
hate when
like,
they keep they're like, oh, we raised you. I'm like, why?
No, stop.
yeah. I mean that's because you pay off your
Yeah.
debt, and there's ways to do it where you carry a debt over and like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
shows that you're progressively paying it
Yeah,
off, but
yeah.
you don't accrue interest. But yeah, dude, I'm terrified of like being in so much in a hole that
Yeah.
like I'm making minimum payments that I'm not be able to pay off debt that I've accrued, especially for stuff that's supposed to be making me money, like a new camera. Like, no way, dude, I can't do that.
Smart. You're a financially literate man.
Well, I don't have any choice.
But
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I
don't
I
either, but
think
I'm
we all have to be.
I need to get better at it.
We all have to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
are you rich, Dave?
I wish.
Dude,
I mean, I think
Dave's
it's
got all the money.
I mean, we're rich,
Rich in a lot
in
of
other
things.
ways,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but I think being careful doesn't necessarily mean I can't. I do a lot of we've gone on trips. You know, I've traveled abroad. I've gone
always
places
somewhere,
I
dude.
wanted to go. But that's because I have to save for it.
I need that high yield account. You gotta show me that.
Yeah, I need.
You,
I need
you gotta,
to get on
you guys
that.
need to put your money in a high yield
I need
savings
that.
account.
I need
right
that
now.
for real.
That's another tip. Don't buy stocks. If you're gonna buy stocks, buy
S&P.
ETFs. You buy whole market ETFs.
S&P
Don't buy
500.
individual stocks. Playing the stock market is for chumps. Just buy it.
Dude, if you
Buy
bought,
ETFs and forget.
when
If ETFs
the
fail,
market
that means
crashed?
that the whole fucking economy is
Yeah.
done.
if you bought at the crash, that last crash we had, would have made so much money.
Set up a thing
Would have
where
made so much
whatever
money.
you can afford every week
back
or
up anymore,
bi-weekly, buy into ETF. VOO is a whole market Vanguard.
Put at least
ETF.
something in Bitcoin.
Don't buy fucking Bitcoin.
I
It's
need
a
a
scam.
Bitcoin.
It's a
I
I will
fucking
say,
scam.
dude, it's at like $100-something thousand.
Come
right now.
on.
It's a fucking scam, bro.
Dude,
The whole
$100,000 for a Bitcoin?
I made $1,000 on Bitcoin.
Come on.
I'm gonna say, I say buy something right now because I'm gonna say it. This shit's going up $1 million, dude.
It's going to the moon?
It's going to the
that
moon.
shit is gonna crash immediately, dude.
Yeah, but just
This
put
is not
$100
financial
and do it.
advice.
Dude, put $100 every 6 months. You can do
Okay,
that,
yeah, I can do that.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think bi-weekly I drop $50 into VOO, which is just the whole market, and it's like $500 a share now, which is a
Dude,
lot.
See,
And I set that up and I forgot that I set it up, and it just keeps kind of charging me. And I went, you know what, fuck it, I can turn it off.
how'd you
but
do that?
through Robinhood, which is fuck
See?
Robinhood, but through Robinhood. But it's the only I sold off all my individual stocks.
Really?
I made a little bit of money off Nvidia when it
Oh.
randomly spiked, and I went, I'm selling it, and then I used all that money to buy whole market ETFs because the whole market ETFs are tracked by people who do this for a living,
Yeah.
and they're profit oriented. They're designed in a way where they're only buying the most profitable, successful companies. So if you go, hey, I don't know that much about the market. I don't have time to sit and day trade. I'm going to buy into a fund where the people that are managing the money generally are investing in smart ways. Then all you got to worry about is the government and economy completely collapsed? No, it's probably going to make money over the long term.
Next time it collapses, we're buying.
Yeah, I'm in.
I only have a few grand in this account, which is not nothing.
How'd the VOO do?
It's not crazy. I probably make more money on the savings account.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what I'm saying. I have that, and I have my high yield savings account, and that's every dollar I have is in those two places.
Yeah.
And I would love to do more, but that's all based on how busy you are, how much you're working.
Dude.
But the high yield is zero risk for the most part. It's just a savings account, and it makes actual money.
You know, dude, I'm forcing you, and I'm gonna do it too.
Okay.
Next time there's a crash,
I'm
like
buying.
crash,
Yeah, I'm buying.
we're buying.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Something.
Dude, we're at the point with if you
Dude, the
following
S&P
the
was
news,
3,500, and it went back to 6,000.
if you're watching the news,
I need to buy.
I'll be honest,
I love
man.
your mindset.
I'll be honest. I
on
feel
it.
like you need to save money. Everybody needs to save their fucking money
Yeah.
and stay
But
home.
But at least in
But
there,
scared money
you
don't
can
make
save.
money. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't think
Scared
that way.
money don't
think
make
that way.
money,
think that way.
right?
Stop.
Right?
No, smart. Just be smart.
Okay.
Just be smart. That's it.
That's
we don't,
Warren
we don't,
Buffett.
we don't
That's-
need any cool quips.
Look at what Warren Buffett does.
Yeah, but he's lame, dude.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why
Lame and
he's
rich. Lame and rich.
Hey, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. You got to be smart with your
Well,
money.
we're lame and poor.
I'm lame and poor right now.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
get
true.
some money. It'll come. It'll come.
No, we'll be smart. We'll,
We'll
high
be smart.
yield. We'll
Yes, I need to get in
S&P
the
when
high
it's
yield.
down.
Yeah,
VOO.
VOO. That's all you need to buy.
VOO.
I don't know about
VOO.
that. I can't trust that. VOO.
I can do
What?
VOO. I can do
Voo?
VOO now.
It's Vanguard, bro.
Oh, really? Vanguard what?
It's their S&P tracker.
So once a month, I just
All
break.
right,
I
VOO.
break them
You know
off.
what? We're going VOO because
a
S&P
month?
is like
$50 a
six.
I could do that.
VOO is $6
I can handle
million,
it.
$6,000 a share.
Wow.
No, it's
So-
not.
Yeah, that's S&P.
VOO is
No,
$500.
No, I'm saying the VOO, but I'm saying the S&P.
Well, it's not. No.
What? What do you mean?
How did we turn into
S&P
a
500?
financial podcast? Look at us.
Or I'm sorry. No, yeah, the S&P is.
Well, you
6,000.
can invest in other funds too. I think SPY is good. There's a bunch of other ways to invest in the market. Individual stock trading though, over my My point was individual stock trading is a great way to lose money.
Right.
Yes.
If you're cool with
exactly.
gambling, you're
Yeah.
better off just going
That's
to a
all it
casino
is.
and actually playing a game, in my opinion.
There is some stuff, but you have to be like a day trader if you're gonna do that
If
shit.
you're gonna make money.
And options and all that kind of shit.
That's
Like,
day
there's a
trading.
way to make
That's
a
day
lot of
trading.
money doing it.
Day trading.
if
I'm not
you've
gonna
got-
follow it.
You
though.
got to make that your career.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
You
follow
know,
it.
like
For casual investors, I think the best
You
thing to
gotta just,
do
yeah,
is
slow,
ETFs
slow rise.
Slow
over
healthy
a long
rise.
period of time.
I like that. I like that.
High yield,
Yep.
slow rise, VOO.
That's what I want.
That's it.
You're
Again,
my-
if those
next
things
crash,
if
we're
those things fail,
You guys are
you're
my
fucked
guys.
no matter what.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
there's really not much to worry about.
Okay.
If the whole market
Done.
crashes or the FDIC crashes and your savings account loses its value, we're in this shit, dude.
We're in that.
Yeah.
How everybody was pulling their money out of the
Yeah,
bank.
yeah, pulling it out.
That's what happens. There's a lot bigger shit to deal with. We're gonna be eating fucking stone soup every day.
No.
We're gonna be fucking, like literally like. Remember the people used to like sell their kids
Yeah.
What?
for money?
The depression.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm not selling my kids.
anyway.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Alright.
not to be bleak, but yeah. I think they're like the smartest thing to do is be
Smart.
mindful.
Yeah, mindful. Thank you guys for the financial advice. I will be.
If you
looking
lose
into
all your
it.
money though, bro,
We are financial
It is not-
if you
advisors.
lose all your money,
It's
it's
not
not my
I am a
fault.
financial advisor.
I didn't do it.
I
didn't
am
do
a
it.
financial
This isn't legal
advisor.
advice.
That's just what it is.
Anything before we head out?
I've talked enough. I think I've
It
said
was a
too
good
much.
one, man.
We have a screening coming up.
Yes.
That's right.
We have to actually promote it, Jordan.
Yeah. This is it.
Why don't you take it away, bro?
Me?
Yeah, well, promote the event.
What day is it?
The 23rd of July.
23rd. July
Oh.
23rd at the enigmatic and misunderstood but beloved Williams Center in Rutherford, New Jersey.
I like how you put it.
At the Rivoli Theater. We will be screening our feature film, Wayward Kin, hopefully for a full house with you and your butt in a seat. The more tickets we sell, the more likely we are to screen it somewhere else, I think, right?
Yep.
So if you come out and you support the film, you're helping us hopefully screen it for other people and,
Paying it forward.
yeah, pay it forward. But we want to share the film with everybody, and I think bring it up to Jersey was like always in the back of both of our minds.
Come on, man.
Mostly because we knew it was going to crush in Texas, where we shot it. So getting to bring it home up here, where we're both from, is such a kind of full circle moment. So I'm really excited. Rutherford also, this theater in particular was a theater that I used to go see movies with my brother when I was a kid. Before it was the Williams Center, or it was still the Williams Center, but it wasn't the current like company. It was closed for a long time. It reopened, and now we're like bringing a movie that we made there, which is sick. So yeah. Also, you're supporting a small theater that does really incredible events and screenings for the film community. So it's again a hopefully community building activity, and yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm stoked to be there. We've got friends and family coming, and we'd love to see you.
July 23rd. Tickets are in the link below.
Link below. Come see it. Support independent film. Support independent theater. New Jersey screening. July 23rd. Dude,
They're gonna be a Q&A.
it's gonna be such a good day.
I don't know. We could decide.
You'll do it.
Are you
You'll
wearing your
definitely
cowboy hat?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna be suited up.
Shurian's like, you have to wear
He's
it.
got a bolo
Yeah.
tie. He's got a belt now.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
come on.
yeah. Yeah, we have to.
Full suit.
All right.
We gotta
Full suit,
represent.
dude.
We gotta
I'll even bring my
represent.
boots.
Got it, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
dude. I'm excited.
Come see it. Come
It's gonna
join
be
us.
hot. It's gonna be so
It's gonna be
hot.
hot. It's gonna be hot.
Do they have AC in there?
Yeah, it's a big empty room.
Do
It'll be
they?
great. Yeah, it'll be good. Don't worry. We'll see you there.
You guys good?
Good.
All good?
We're ready.
Mine is Mike. And I'm signing out.
My name's Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to one another.
Open a high yield savings account. Put all your money in there. Let it sit. Save your money.
That can't be real, dude.
It's 5%. Oh, 4% right now.